BJP allegation is unfounded. The show was cancelled, in fact, because of the G20 event that is supposed to take place on the same date in the same area. Let's listen in to the reactions that are coming in from the West Bengal government.
আমার তো মনে হয় অরিজিৎ বাবু ভুল করে মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর সামনে গান গেয়ে ফেলেছিলেন রং দে তু মোহে গেরুয়া। এটাতেই হয়তো মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর একটু মন খারাপ হয়েছে। উনি তো আর গেরুয়া রং পছন্দ করেন না। ওনার সামনে যদি উনি নীল সাদা বা নীলবর্ণ সিগালের গল্প শোনাতেন তাহলে হয়তো উনি প্রোগ্রাম করতে দিতেন। কেন হয়েছে তো কর্তৃপক্ষ বা সরকার বলতে পারবে, কিন্তু এটা অত্যন্ত দুর্ভাগ্যজনক।
কেএফএফ আর ফিল্ম ফেস্টিভ্যাল এসব নিয়ে একটা আর্টিস্টকে আমরা দেখি না। অরিজিৎ সিং এর ওখানে যেটা হয়েছে সেটা হচ্ছে একটা G20 সম্মেলন আছে এবং ওখানে প্রচন্ডভাবে ভিড় হচ্ছে। এই সময় এরকম বড় ফাংশন করলে ল অ্যান্ড অর্ডারের প্রবলেম হতে পারে, সেই জন্য বিধাননগর পুলিশ কমিশনারেট এটা দিচ্ছেন, কিন্তু তাকে অল্টারনেটিভ জায়গা দেওয়া হয়েছে।
সেক্ষেত্রে কি ওইখানে প্রোগ্রামটা মানে করা যাবে? ওখানে
করা যাবে না। গরমকালে যদি করতে পারে, কিন্তু শীতকালে
যারা টিকিট কেটেছে
সেটা তো অর্গানাইজার আমার কাছ থেকে তো হিটকোর থেকে বুকিংই করেনি। এবার আপনি নিজে টিকিট কেটে নিলে মুশকিল ব্যাপার। আমার কাছ থেকে বুক করবেন তো, আমি তো আপনাকে ফিজ নেব, তারপর তো বুকিং হবে। আপনি আমাকে অ্যাপ্লিকেশনও দিলেন না, আপনার মনে হলো যে ওখানে হয়ে যাবে, দিয়ে দিলেন, বা পুলিশকে পারমিশনের জন্য অ্যাপ্লাই করলেন না, সে দায়িত্ব তো আমার নয়। সেটা উনি ওই অর্গানাইজারকে এফআইআর করলে অর্গানাইজার অ্যারেস্ট হবে, টিকিট কি করে বিক্রি করবে।
And Kishala is joining us from the Republic Bangla newsroom. He's getting us the details as to why this concert was called off and what both the sides are saying. Kishala, if you can tell our viewers when this concert was scheduled and what is the official reason this concert was called off. Have those who bought the passes been intimidated of this and about the political fight as well?
Well, exactly, a big controversy regarding this Arjit Singh show that was supposed to happen at Eco Park, which is a government-owned space, government-owned venue. And what we are hearing from our sources is that the whole money has been returned to the organizers, and the reason that the government is showing is that there is some programs, the G20 summit and other programs that are supposed to happen there at that venue in a few days from now. So therefore, it's not a very good option for the security that so many people will come there. However, the political opponents and the people who are connected to this show are accusing the state government of taking one kind of revenge against Arjit Singh, because he was singing a particular song which mentions in its lyrics about Gerua, which is saffron color, which is also the color of the Bharatiya Janata Party. So political people, especially the opposition, are saying that that is the reason, that because he was singing that song in front of the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, that's the reason that he has been removed from that particular venue and this show has been cancelled. The people who have bought the tickets, we are getting to know from our sources, are getting some kind of messages or emails that the show venue might change. And also, it's like the passes that were sold were very preliminary passes, and not many of them were sold because the venue was not confirmed by the organizers. That's what we are getting to know. So now the show will happen in some private locations. That's what we are getting to know, in some private venue in Kolkata itself, very close to the location of
Kishala, in fact, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we are getting a press briefing from the Ministry of External Affairs. We're cutting to that.
And of course, we will continue to extend all possible consular assistance in this case. प्रणय, आपका क्वेरी एक्चुअली मुझे ठीक से समझ नहीं आया, क्योंकि देखिए इंडिविजुअल केसेस हमारे एम्बेसी में हुए हैं कोविड या नहीं, मैं ये ऑब्वियसली नहीं बता पाऊंगा आपको ना, मैं आई थिंक फॉर प्राइवेसी रीजन। जैसे मैंने कहा कि वहां पे डिपेंडिंग ऑन द लोकल सिचुएशन, पिछली बार भी यही कह रहे थे, वी वुड एक्सपेक्ट कि वो लोग हेल्थ प्रोटोकॉल्स फॉलो करें। वहां पे कोविड का प्रकोप है और जो जिस तरह से मेजर्स, लोकल मेजर्स जो ली जा रही हैं उसको फॉलो करें। इससे आगे मैं डिटेल्स नहीं जाना चाहूंगा। आपने देखा होगा कि अभी जैसे मैं आ रहा था, आई थिंक सिविल एविएशन अथॉरिटीज ने नई गाइडलाइंस लगाई हैं RT-PCR पे, तो वो आपने देखा ही होगा। Srinjoy, regarding you asked about the Uzbekistan, again I didn't get your question. You basically did they raise it with us and that kind of story. This is, of course, related to the case of, unfortunate deaths of some children in Uzbekistan. Look, we've seen media reports of this in this regard, of this unfortunate deaths of, I think, 18 children, as far as we see from the media reports. They appear to have taken place over a period of about 2 months, as per Uzbek authorities. We also understand that the Uzbek authorities are investigating this case, including whether there's a possible link with the cough syrup allegedly manufactured in India. We have also seen the press release that was issued by the Ministry of, I think, Health a little while ago. Uzbek authorities have not formally taken up the matter with us. Nevertheless, our embassy has contacted the Uzbek side and is seeking further details of their own investigation. And of course, we understand that legal action has been initiated by the Uzbek authorities against some people, including the local representative of the company there. And in that context, of course, we are extending necessary consular assistance to those individuals or individuals. And of course, I could just reiterate what the Health Ministry has put out a little while ago, which was that they have been in contact between the drug regulators in Uzbekistan and here. And I understand inspection of the facilities of this company in Noida was being carried out as per protocol. And that I know they are looking into it in terms of further investigation of the cough syrup. Siddhant, as regards the comment I think you made regarding Maldives, look, you would have seen the statements issued by the government of Maldives, as well as by other political parties in Maldives, condemning this. I think it was a tweet. We have noted the government of Maldives has taken swift action, and the matter is being investigated. Our High Commission there is in close contact with the government of Maldives, and of course, on the security side, is taking necessary precautionary measures. I think I'll stop there and take next round of questions. Sorry, who are I missing in the first round? Both of you. Yeah, please go ahead. I'll come back to you.
सर मेरा सवाल
So that was the statement, an official statement coming from the Ministry of External Affairs over the reports of deaths of 18 children in Uzbekistan, which Uzbekistan claims has been after they consumed a made-in-India cough syrup. Over a period of few months is what we're getting to know. What the Uzbekistan statement had also said, that this syrup was in fact consumed without a doctor's prescription. An investigation has been launched, and we also have a reaction coming in from the legal head of the manufacturers of this medicine. Let's listen in.
तो हमें भी अफसोस है, कहते हैं अब किस वजह से डेथ हुआ, अभी जो है गवर्नमेंट यहाँ इंक्वायरी कर रही है, अंडर इन्वेस्टिगेशन है. जो रिपोर्ट आएगी उसके बाद जो है रिपोर्ट आने के बाद जो है सही चीजें मालूम होंगी. हमारी तरफ से कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. हमने
पहले भी देखा था कि जामिया में भी 70 बच्चों की डेथ हुई थी आप ही की दवाई से, लेकिन
नहीं, हमारे मेडिसिन नहीं थे कोई, जो है तो जामिया वाले कोई इशू नहीं है.
The focus of the company right now, which we are reporting from, is Marian Biotech. Now, this is the company which has been alleged of making cough syrup, the consumption of which has reportedly resulted in deaths of 18 children in Uzbekistan. Now, how true are these claims? It is only going to be known after there is going to be a thorough investigation by the Indian authorities. In fact, such has been the seriousness of this matter that Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia has taken cognizance of this entire situation and has resulted and has told his authorities to investigate the entire matter. In fact, the samples of the cough syrup from the manufacturing facility of Marian Biotech has already been taken. Now, it is important to note over here that this company is over 20 years old. We are reporting from the registered office of Marian Biotech here in Kotla Mubarakpur. This is still the registered office of the company and is being registered under its promoter name known as Sachin Jain. Now, as of now, there is no one who is sitting in the office, but let me tell you that over here at Kotla Mubarakpur, where we are reporting from, this is the registered office. What we are going to be also doing now is we are going to be going upstairs and have a word with some of the employees or some of the attendants over there, just to get a sense of what they actually feel of the entire situation, and is it possible now for them to also make us have a word with Sachin Jain, who is in the eye of storm over the cough syrups that have been made by this company and which has reportedly resulted in the deaths of 18 children. So yes, what we are going to be doing is we are just going to go upstairs and going to have a word. तो अभी कितने ऑफिसेज होएंगे भैया तकरीबन इस कंपनी के? मतलब ये तो मेन ऑफिस है ना, और उसके बाद नोएडा में भी ऑफिस है, और कौन से का आपका ऑफिस है भैया?
नहीं, मैंने तो सिर्फ यही देखा है, ये और नोएडा में बस एक। इसकी
मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फैसिलिटी कहाँ पे है? आप बताना नहीं चाहते?
नहीं, मुझे नहीं पता।
नहीं, अच्छा, बताना नहीं चाहते?
नहीं, मुझे आइडिया में तो यहीं ज्वाइन हुआ हूँ, 5 महीने हुए हैं।
अच्छा,
हाँ।
सर आपको मालूम है इस कंपनी के साथ क्या हुआ है? मेरे ख्याल से आपको
नहीं सर, मुझे नहीं पता। नहीं, मुझे नहीं पता।
ठीक है, तो जैन साहब यहाँ पे नहीं आते?
मेरे सामने तो 5 महीने से तो आए नहीं अभी। 5 महीने हो गए। हाँ,
5 महीने हैं तो अरे। और कौन कौन है जैन साहब के अलावा जो इस कंपनी में प्रमोटर्स है? कौन कौन है बड़े?
मुझे आइडिया नहीं है, देखो।
अच्छा,
हाँ
सर मेडिसिन के अलावा और क्या क्या बनाती है ये कंपनी?
नहीं, मुझे आइडिया नहीं है सर, देखो इस बारे में।
And Tanisha is joining us live on this broadcast. She's reporting from one of the manufacturing plants of this medicine in Noida. Tanisha, have you gotten in touch with the authorities there, with the spokesperson of this pharmaceutical, and have you managed to get a statement from them?
Well, Sanika, so far no statement has been given out by the authorities here or the officials here. Sameer Jain, remember, the MD of this very company, his number is not reachable. He might have gone incommunicado after all of this is happening, but we are getting to learn that a statement will be issued soon. But all of this will be done soon after the reports are out. Now, reports about what? Remember, this very cough syrup is said to have ethylene glycol, the very toxic substance because of which the 18 kids have lost their lives, was allegedly there in this cough syrup. Now, soon after the reports are out, remember this, the samples of this very cough syrup has been sent to the Chandigarh laboratory. From there, once the reports are out, the company will issue an official statement. The health ministry has also initiated a probe. The Uzbekistan health ministry, remember, is claiming that it is because of this very toxic substance that 18 kids in their country have lost their lives after consuming this Indian-made syrup. Right now, we are right outside the manufacturing unit that is here in Noida. We are getting to learn there are 4 teams of the CDSCO and the UP Drug Department who are inside. They're interrogating the officials. They are here since almost 10 a.m. in the morning. 4:30 to 5 p.m. is the time when we are given that they will come out, will give a statement. Remember, the officials have been inside since a very, very long time. They have been interrogating the concerned employees of this very organization. A few hours ago, there were cops also who had come inside. However, the visit was for only 5 to 10 minutes. The latest that is coming in is about the MEA. The MEA, remember, has issued a statement where they have expressed their grief about the incident that has happened in Uzbekistan, and they have also said that the health ministry in India and Uzbekistan has launched a probe regarding the same. Now, what will be awaited? All eyes will be on that very report that will come out, that will give us a view about if the toxic substance that we're talking about, ethylene glycol, was actually present in the cough syrup, due to which 18 kids have lost their lives. But remember, this could not be the sole reason. The other reason could also be about the dosage, about the extra dosage of medicines, of this very anti-cold remedy and anti-cold medicine that was given to the kids, because it is said that the cough syrup was given without a doctor's prescription, and
Yes.
also dosage was exceeded. So medical negligence could also be one of the reason because of which 18 kids have lost their lives. However, nothing is clear yet. We are still awaiting the reports which will make the situation very clear.
Yes, thank you very much, Tanisha. Continue getting us the details as you report from outside the manufacturing plant of the office of Marian Biotech, the company in question of manufacturing the syrup which is in controversy. And moving on to a big story of the day. TMC has written to the Vatican, and they're claiming that Assam Intel is seeking data on churches and conversion. TMC now wants Vatican intervention, a foreign intervention in India's matters. Now, this is a letter that Republic has also accessed, TMC issuing a statement. Anirudh will be live with us as he continues to get us the facts of the case. Now, what we know so far is that there was an alleged letter of the Assam Police Intel seeking data on churches. Soon after this letter came to light, this alleged letter came to light, Chief Minister of Assam, Mamata Biswa Sarma, issued a statement denying that any such orders were given, calling that letter unwarranted and distancing the state government from the letter that was issued. Let's listen in to what Assam Chief Minister had said on the December 24th.
I think we should not ask for such kind of information like how many sources in Assam. This might hurt the sentiment of a particular religious community. So we should avoid all this kind of thing. I don't know what context the SP has issued that letter, but I have already asked DGP to inquire and take corrective measure, because in Assam we want to live in peace, we want to live in harmony, and we do not want to offend the sentiment of religious sentiment of any community. So in short, I completely disassociate myself with the letter. It was never discussed in any government forum. The letter is wholly unwarranted, and as a Assamese, as a people, as a citizen of Assam, we want to live in peace, harmony with all the community. So I think DGP will take corrective measure immediately.
So this was the Chief Minister of Assam, Mamata Biswa Sarma, making it clear on the 24th of December itself that no such orders were given to the police to collect any data on churches or on conversions. Yet the TMC 5 days later is writing a letter, issuing a statement and demanding foreign intervention and Vatican intervention into this entire matter. And moving on to more news that's coming in, TDP Chief Chandrababu Naidu will visit every village and meet the family members of the deceased after 8 people were reported dead and several others injured after a roadshow in Nellore turned into tragedy.
There I am going to respond. That is enough, no? Why again I have to talk now? No, there is a very sad incident. I am feeling very sorry about it.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees to be given to the next of kin of each deceased who lost their lives in the TDP roadshow stampede, which, while the injured will be given 50,000 rupees each. Trouble has mounted for former MD and CEO of ICICI Bank Chanda Kochar, her husband Deepak Kochar and Videocon founder Venugopal Doot in the loan fraud case. According to the latest reports, all 3 have been sent to 14-day judicial custody. NIA has raided the residences of several Tier 2 leaders of the banned Popular Front of India across Kerala. Inputs claim that second rung of PFI leadership was regrouping. An attempt was being made to circumvent the ban on the organisation imposed by MHA. Today's raids are a mop-up operation to prevent any future resurfacing of PFI in any other form.
All these needs a lot of time, and that also needs a lot of resource pooling in together. The kind of digital evidences that has been gathered, what they essentially say is that the prima facie, the digital evidences that has been gathered as part of the investigation suggests that there has been more conspiracies that has been has happened under the umbrella of the Popular Front of India.
CRPF now replies back to Rahul Gandhi, stating that the security arrangements have been fully made for Rahul Gandhi as per guidelines. Advisories based on threat assessment have been issued by the MHA to all stakeholders concerned, including the state government's advanced security liaison is also undertaken for every visit. More than 21 statements have been recorded by Maharashtra Police in Tanisha suicide case. 2 women's statements have also been recorded today. One of them could most likely be the secret girlfriend of Shizan that everybody is talking about. The Election Commission has said that it has developed a prototype of the remote electronic voting machine for domestic migrant voters and has invited political parties for a demonstration on January 16th. The poll panel has also floated a concept note on remote voting and sought the views of political parties on the legal, administrative and technical challenges in implementing it. Primary and Secondary Education Minister B.C. Nagesh visited the Hindalga jail and paid floral tributes to portrait of Veer Savarkar. Controversy has erupted as Congress has questioned as to why Veer Savarkar's portrait was allowed inside the jail. Pro-Hindu organizations have also demanded that the portrait of Veer Savarkar had to be installed in the jail as he was there for 99 days. After BJP and Congress lashed out at one another, government has sought a detailed report from Uzbekistan on children's death due to drug overdose, and an inquiry has been launched by Central Drugs Organization. Pending an inquiry, the unit asked to shut its manufacturing facility. Days after Taliban announced ban on women's higher education, the crackdown has only intensified. Women and girls staged massive protest across Afghanistan for their rights. Furthermore, India at the UN has also expressed concerns over the ban of women's basic rights.
India has also noted these reports with concern. We have consistently supported the cause of female education and women's education in Afghanistan. We've been emphasizing the importance of the establishment of an inclusive and representative government that respects the rights of all Afghans and ensures the equal rights of women and girls to participate in all aspects of Afghan society, including access to higher education.
Yes, what we're getting to know from the sources that it was Ashaq Molvi sitting in the Pakistan who was the mastermind. Now some sources were saying that it could possibly be that he was part of this 4 terrorists who came here, but what the agencies are informing that he was not part of it. The DNA samples of all the 4 killed terrorists have now been taken, and also one more thing that has come into force, that the total 8 big weapons, 7 AK rifles and 1 M4 rifle, assault rifle was being carried by these terrorists who have been utilized by the security forces. 4 weapons were to be kept by them, 4 were to be handed over to the other terrorists in the Kashmir Valley, included the M4 rifle that was to be given to some top commander of Jaish-e-Mohammed in the Kashmir Valley. But yesterday, in this very place of the Sidra, this encounter took place. This is the truck in which those terrorists were traveling, and I'll request Sarjivan to show you this bag of this grass they were carrying in, and this is the kathua made. So it possibly suggests that they loaded this truck from the Kathua area, and somewhat there only the terrorists transferred or shifted to this consignment. This means that highly possible that the terrorists probably would have arrived from Punjab or from Jammu somewhere, but they gathered and they entered this truck only somewhere near Kathua or after that. So now the agencies are looking into every possible angle, but what has come into fore is Ashaq Nehru, that he is the one who is the mastermind of this. Ashok Negru is the same person who was in the 2018 Katra encounter also, wherein he carried out, wherein he was taking a group of terrorists to the Kashmir Valley. His brother Riaz was in the truck that was intercepted by the security forces. He was traveling behind that truck, managed to escape. In that encounter, 3 terrorists were killed, and the brother of Ashok Negru, Riaz Negru, was arrested by the security forces. He is at present in the jail, and they admitted when during investigation and intercepts that the police located that 12 sorties of the terrorists, or probably 48 terrorists, were taken to the Kashmir Valley before 2018 Nagrota encounter.
10 people have died and 30 more injured as firefighters tackle a huge fire at a hotel in Cambodia. Video footage shared online showed the massive complex on fire, showing people jumping from the 5th floor of the hotel. After the Taliban denied women and girls the right to study and work in NGOs, women's protests have increased. A number of women in Afghanistan said that they want to cancel all orders of the Taliban against women. In Afghanistan, female students were seen encouraging male students to walk out of their university exams in protest of the Taliban's decision to ban women and girls from the university. Male students of Afghanistan stood in solidarity with Afghan women. Male students refused to take exams, and male teachers have also resigned to join the protest. University professor Ismail Mashal presented his bachelor's and master's degree on live television in response to the latest Taliban decrees. University professor tore up his academic degrees live on TV in protest against Taliban. Women and girls in Afghanistan took to the streets to protest against the Taliban ban on girls' education.
Let's move on now to some other top stories that we're tracking. Former ICICI CEO Chanda Kochar, Deepak Kochar and Videocon co-founder Venugopal Dhoot were produced in court yesterday, and the CBI custody has now been extended till Thursday. Days after the Eknath Shinde-led Maharashtra government passed a resolution on the border dispute in Belgavi that says that it will do anything to protect the interests of Marathi-speaking people, pro-Kannada groups staged a protest over Maharashtra's resolution in Bengaluru. Protesters were seen raising slogans and burning effigies. In the Tunisia death case, Walif police have recorded Shehzad's 7 hours of interrogation on camera and are now seeking 4 days police custody for investigation. Walif police are investigating WhatsApp chats between Tunisia and Shehzad. The chat is of 250 to 300 pages, and police are looking for the reason for the breakup. Meanwhile, police have also put its focus on deleted WhatsApp with an accused secret girlfriend. Walif police will write a letter to WhatsApp to retrieve this chat as well.
Produce Shehzad Khan to the court, and police demanded 5 days custodies. We consent that 2 days custodies. That court granted.
But the question is, police has also got some important evidences regards to WhatsApp chats. 250 to 300 pages of WhatsApp chats have been, in fact, recovered by police.
No, this is not evidences. It's only Shehzad's chats is there. So police want.
This entire scope of the investigation, when we get to see the last court document which NIA had given to, while requesting for the extension of the 14 PFI, the Popular Front of India activists who have been taken into custody, what they said is they have collected voluminous data. Now, to understand this data itself, to put them into perspective, to question the accused based on the data that has been collected, all these needs a lot of time, and that also needs a lot of resource pooling in together. The kind of digital evidences that has been gathered, what they essentially say is that the prima facie, the digital evidences that has been gathered as part of the investigation suggests that there has been more conspiracies that has been has happened under the umbrella of the Popular Front of India. Number two, they also stated there is also a secret system within the Popular Front which they target people with, where they keep people under different targets.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. Viewers, this is a breaking news broadcast, and joining me on this broadcast is Ridham Anand Bhardwaj from our studios in New Delhi, and we come to you with some fantastic news. You know, we've been telling you for a long time now that there was complete fabrication of evidence against Republic in the so-called TRP case. Now, 2 years back, Uddhav Thackeray, along with his henchman Parambir Singh, tried to fix Republic, and the whole Lutyens machinery called us TRP chores. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, Aaj Tak actually called us by that name. An elaborate ploy was put at work to shut down Republic, and they wanted the organization shut down. And today I have details of a CBI charge sheet, and the details of the CBI charge sheet are absolutely sensational. If you're watching this broadcast, I know that there has been an ED investigation into the matter which has completely exonerated Republic, but what you see in the CBI charge sheet is something that really tells us about the extent to which Uddhav Thackeray went to plot against Republic, the extent to which Uddhav Thackeray and his henchmen like Parambir Singh and Sachin Waze went to lie to the people. And this is becoming a case of malicious prosecution. The details that we are bringing to you tonight this afternoon, are not just a vindication of the truth. They're exposing the rotten epicenter of this whole plot, which was carried out by the Uddhav government. It exposes how Parambir Singh turned the police machinery into an instrument of intimidation, coercion and fabrication. And this is something that we are sharing with you. I have got all the details. Shawan has more details as well. Ridham is with us. I can see KK Manan with us. I can see Subhash Jha with us. I can see Ratan Sharda with us. Ratan Sharda, the moment has come. We were all waiting for the CBI charge sheet in the TRP case. We've just got the full details about of this charge sheet. And Ridham, should we hand it over to Shawan first to give us the details of what is in the charge sheet, and then we take it from there. Shawan, what do we know? We know that this charge sheet was filed. We know that the person who was the CEO of BARC at that time, Sunil Lulla, has been charge sheeted. But we don't know much else, so at least the viewers have not known much else. Let's start. What does it talk about the witness intimidation against, which was carried out to fix Republic? Can you give us details, please?
Well, in fact, I'll just start with a small backgrounder so that our viewers understand how this entire investigation actually began, with the CBI basically filing its own independent FIR. And for the CBI, the mandate was not only to look into the state of Maharashtra, but pan-India, if at all there have been any sort of TRP manipulation. And that's where the starting point, the trigger point of this entire investigation was. Now, as they proceeded during the investigation, they found out that there was already an existing FIR that was registered by then Mumbai police, and that's when they actually stepped in. They got the details of the FIR, they got the details of the witnesses that were brought in by the Mumbai police, and they also summoned the same very witnesses that were called in by the Mumbai police. Remember, in the Mumbai police charge sheet that was filed, they specifically mentioned saying that there are multiple households in the state of Maharashtra, particularly roughly about 13 to about 14 of households in Mumbai itself. And the allegation was that they were being paid to watch Republic TV. Now, a stunning revelation that has now been made by the Central Bureau of Investigation in its charge sheet that was filed almost a month ago, in which they are clearly mentioning at least 8 of them that has been recorded under 164, and they're clearly making a mention of the fact that not a single household was actually paid by Republic TV. In fact, what is the biggest takeaway, the biggest fabrication which is now out in the open for everyone to see, is that Uddhav government, Mumbai police under Parambir Singh had forced these witnesses to take the name of Republic TV. In fact, most of these households have gone on record to say that they were under stress. They were afraid of Mumbai police. And in fact, if you look at it, the entire conspiracy was actually hatched inside the Mumbai police headquarters. And what is even more shocking is that this was inside Parambir Singh's office. For the first time, this is something that even the enforcement director did not find in its investigation. The Central Bureau of Investigation has pinned down the role of Parambir Singh and the former CEO of Park. They make a mention of that meeting that took place inside the Mumbai police headquarters, in which Sunil Lulla, Parambir Singh, and there were a few other officials of Park who were present. And soon after that, it all began. That press conference that was taken by Parambir Singh, in which he makes a mention of Republic TV. All of this was decided in that particular meeting of Sunil Lulla and Parambir Singh, because soon after that, a notice was issued by the Mumbai police to Park asking them to provide the forensic data audit. And in fact, they were specifically looking at targeting Republic TV. So much so, there are more details. I think so in the course of this broadcast, we'll put out more details. But at least 8 such witnesses they've clearly mentioned. But I would say the biggest takeaway are 2 other things. One is that meeting that takes place inside Parambir Singh's office.
Yeah.
And second, if you remember the broadcast of that FIR that we had put out, that was specifically put out by you. In fact, Wazir was monitoring that. And he started putting pressure to Park officials. They were all called inside.
The big point, the big news point that we have regarding Republic is this. And is that there are 8 witness statements, Rhythm. And this is huge. Any lawyer will realize how big this is. And this is going to be precedent, because we should really file a case of malicious prosecution against Uddhav Thackeray's government and Parambir Singh now. And the people of this country will be with us. There are 8 witness statements, Mr. Manan and Subhash Jha, 8 witness statements that are cross-verified by the CBI. And they are saying that they were under tremendous pressure to somehow take the name of Republic. So, for example, witness number 1 who deposed under section 164 CRPC during the investigation by the Mumbai police, which means false 164 statements, Subhash Jha, were taken out. Witness number 1 says, one Mr. Kazi, brackets a police personnel, pressurized him to take the name of Republic TV channel, which means the CBI has found that a Mumbai police official got false statements under 164 CRPC. What's the implication of this? And it's on record, Mr. Jha. It's all on record now.
Arnab, our lawmakers, when they made criminal procedure code, and that is why any statement made before a policeman or police personnel is hit by section 25 and 26 of the Indian Evidence Act. They are inadmissible in law. With the only exception is section 164. That is a guarantee because the statement of the witness is then recorded before a judicial magistrate. And there are checks and balances for recording such statements. And if statements under section 164 could also be manipulated as is writ large, then one can understand what about the quality of criminal justice system that we have in the city of Mumbai or at least in the state of Maharashtra. This is very, very shocking. Arnab, I may tell you, apart from the issue which you raised, there were multiple FIRs registered all over the country in different states. Uttar Pradesh was one of those states where FIR was registered. Uttar Pradesh government decided to transfer the case to the CBI. What prevented state of Maharashtra then also to toe the line of the state of Uttar Pradesh and request the CBI to investigate. They never requested the CBI to take over the investigation. They continued with the investigation in the state of Maharashtra, in Mumbai, with oblique and ulterior motive of framing you and your group, which writ large. And unfortunately for us, you will see in the times to come, they will go all scot-free. Nothing will happen.
No, but how can they? How can they? In this country, KK Manan, if a police officer is now found by the CBI after due process of pressurizing and torturing innocent citizens to put out fake statements under section 164 of the CRPC, and if this is proven, how can a person go scot-free? It becomes a case in point. It's bigger than just Republic. It's become a question of public trust. Rule of law. Mr. Manan, did you hear me? Okay, I dropped the line there. Can I get Ratan Sharda on that? Mr. Sharda, you're hearing this? Let me also tell you that the witness number 3 says, in his statement under section 164 CRPC, he had stated that he was asked by some Vishal Bhandari to watch one channel, which was probably Republic TV. But during the examination by the CBI, he said he was not sure about the channel. But during the deposition before the court, he took the name of Republic TV under direct pressure of the police. Under direct pressure of the police, Ratan Sharda. It is now on record.
Arnab, from day one, it was clear that this is a typical case of somehow trying to suppress and destroy Republic TV. It is one of the rare cases, especially in places like Mumbai, where you first make a case to destroy a TV channel and the standing of a person and the entire team, and then you fabricate evidence. When you fabricate evidence, there is naturally going to be some fallout somewhere. And when this is the only case, I think, when Parambir Singh came on TV in a press conference trying to damn Republic TV. Did he come on the TV for SSR murder or suicide? No. Did he come for Disha? No. Did he come for Palghar? No. But he did come for your particular case, which showed that the government was behind the entire case. And if you remember, we had clearly said that this is the government which is behind this entire game. A mere police officer does not dare to do it, especially one who has got a lot of black marks against his entire career. And then you had a police call from the cold to create more terror. When you see this entire sequence when the team of Republic TV, hundreds of people are victimized, persecuted, a small witness from a small household, how do you expect that person not to withstand the pressure? No person can withstand the pressure.
No, but now it's on record that the pressure was
everybody's
put.
So scared.
No, but now it's on record, Rhythm, the pressure was put. Rhythm.
This calls for a big case from your side, where you should be asking for millions of rupees of damages.
Absolutely, we will, and we should. And
also see to it they suffer persecution.
We should.
If I can suffer persecution for perjury, why not police?
We should. And Parambir thinks he's going to get away by withdrawing a ridiculous defamation case that he'd put against me. He withdrew recently because he realized he has no case. But if he thinks he's going to get away, he hasn't seen anything yet, Rhythm. Now the question here is, look at what the CBI says. I think the CBI should frame a case against Parambir Singh and Sachin Waze as well now. Let's talk a little bit about the pressure, Rhythm, that was put. The many references to pressure that was put. I want you to quote them tonight to all our viewers.
Arnab, Arnab, absolutely. In Mumbai, when they had taken 8 witness testimonies, all 8 of them, the words that they use are so shocking. Because remember, he was the most important Mumbai police commissioner. And when they said that he put pressure, there were these stories that were coming out even then. But selective false media releases were being done by Parambir at that time. And these statements were not being taken. And today, when witness number 4, and I think witness number 4 and what he says is so crucial, because he says, I made those statements under pressure. I was scared of the police. There was enormous pressure to take the name of Republic TV before the court.
If you see witness number 5, she says the same thing. I was pressurized to take the name, I beg your pardon, of Republic TV. Very interestingly, the same words, different stress being said by witness number 7, Subhash Jha, Ratan Sharda, Mr. K.K. Manan. When witness number 7 says he was pressurized to take the name of Republic TV, and shockingly,
and also talks about 1 minute rhythm, and also talks about stress. K.K. Manan, in one case, the witness says the police pressurized her. I'm repeating, the police pressurized her to take the name of Republic TV in her deposition recorded under section 164 CRPC, and goes on to say that she was under a lot of stress. Another person says he was under enormous pressure to take the name of CRPC before the court. This is perjury, but worse than that, this is forced perjury. This is perjury under intimidation. This is forced perjury under intimidation, K.K. Manan. The legal system in this country cannot say we are not going to take a look at what Parambir Singh and his police did. This becomes a case in point right now. It is a case of forced perjury under tremendous intimidation by the police, and it is now come on record in the CBI charge sheet in the TRP case, K.K. Manan.
Whatever you have explained or elaborated, it is crystal clear a case of a perjury as well as to procure a witness to depose against you under pressure, under coercion, which is not admissible in the eyes of law at all. In the court in fact, I would request the court to take the suo motu cognizance of this offence, which the police, the investigating agency, by procuring such type of evidence against your channel, or especially I can say the way they started maligning you, the way they started harassing you, your employees or your workers, or I will say one step further, court should not keep quiet on such type of investigation.
Not at all.
If the investigating officer or the agency will manipulate and create a fabricated evidence and produce in the court by way of a witness, I think it's shocking, it is ridiculous, and I will say that court should take and court must take the cognizance of this offence, because nobody can lie and produce the evidence in such a fashion and prepare the charge sheet in such a fashion to get a witness statement recorded either under section 161 CRPC or 164 CRPC, which may be recorded by the magistrate.
My question is,
the investigating agency fabricated the total case.
No, my point is, in this country there is a lot of injustice, Deepti and Abhishek, that happen. And Republic has already been exonerated. Let me place that on record.
Gentlemen, फिर बंद हो गया ये.
Deepti and Abhishek, Republic has been exonerated. I'm going to open up the phone lines tonight.
Absolutely.
And we're going to open up the phone lines, and I'm going to speak to the viewers of Republic. We've already been exonerated. Today, viewers, you asked the questions to that Lutyens media which put out these fabrications against us because they thought this is the only way to close down the Republic Media Network. But this now becomes a case in point. And the case in point is this, Sushil, that in this country, when the police makes people lie before the court, this matter should go up right at the level of Supreme Court of India. Rhythm, that when the police forces innocent citizens to lie before the court by torturing them and pressurizing them, then the whole legal criminal justice system in this country, Deepti and Abhishek, can be turned upside down by the corrupt police.
Oh, absolutely.
The police, not just that, Abhishek, they are complicit in misleading the courts. What is the price of misleading the courts?
Absolutely. It's an
Should
attack on the
Parambir
judiciary.
Singh and Sachin Waze and Uddhav government and Uddhav Thackeray get away now after openly being found red-handed in trying to mislead the courts, Abhishek? This is not about Republic anymore. It is about the system.
Absolutely, Arnab. Section 164 of the CRPC has evidentiary value. It is treated as evidence in a court of law, and that's why all the more diabolical plan was perhaps put in place by the police, that not only they tutor and hector and threaten the witnesses, they create these framed statements based on which they seek court proceedings against the Republic. So obviously, this must have had sanction right from the top, even above Parambir or no. It cannot be that the buck stopped at Parambir, and this reads a serious relook by the topmost court of the country.
नहीं ये कब तक चलेगा? नहीं ये कब तक चलेगा? नहीं question is people are saying today, Deepti. Abhishek, can you hear me?
164 statement.
Abhishek, people are saying, Sushil, some people say Republic has been exonerated, your problems are over, forget it.
No.
Should we forget it?
No way.
I'm asking you, Sushil, and I'm asking them, should we forget it or should we make an example of this? Should we make an example of this, Sushil?
Now, let me shock you by saying that I'm happy this happened to you. And let me tell you why. Only you could emerge unscathed from it. Only you could fight your way through it to prove to the world how rotten the system is. Our criminal justice system. You were talking about perjury. You tell me how many people have been convicted of perjury in this country in the last 75 years. You think we don't lie in our system, in our courts? One Zahira Sheikh, just one exception in the last 75 years, people have been caught lying and punished for it. Our police commissioner, our home minister in Maharashtra, downwards to the last constable, were complicit in it. And they should get away with it. I shudder to think what kind of security Bombay lives under or India lives under. There was a case of VRS money. He alleged that an IPS officer tortured him to change the affidavit in Ishrat Jahan case. Was he booked? I'm not surprised when somebody says that they will get away with it. Arnab, our task is that they should not get away with it.
They should not get away with it, exactly. And they will not be allowed to. They will not be allowed to. Let me ask this question today. India rise against fabrication. India rise against deceit. India rise against cheats. India rise against people who continue to do this and think they will target the citizen. If the Uddhav government, Deepti, could harass citizens to fix Republic, torture citizens to fix Republic, how many others were fixed this way under the Uddhav government by Parambir's cops? If the Uddhav government could intimidate witnesses to implicate an innocent media house, how many others bore the brunt of a weaponized state machinery? And if the Uddhav government could have ensured that fabricated statements were recorded before the court under section 164 in this case, how many other innocent citizens have been targeted this way? And so let me say this, Deepti, and you can take it forward. We shall not let go now.
Absolutely.
We shall not let go.
We should not. We should not. This is the reason why we are here in this profession. It's our job to ask questions. It is our job to show the mirror, and it's our job to continue to fight, Arnab. And like you said, there are many people who don't have a voice. Republic is the voice for those people. You know, stories that get brushed under the carpet, stories that make people uncomfortable, that make our netas uncomfortable, but we will speak about those stories. But look at what this proves. This proves, KK Manan Saab, Ratan Sharda, that here is a system that is willing to go all out with lies, with webs of deceit, with collusion, with fabrication, with pressurizing, with almost everything. And then you have a parallel system, Arnab, in the media also that is willing to be complicit with this system to actually spread that false propaganda. But the question is for how long? Do you trust those channels? The reason why, when you look at the viewership numbers, Every Thursday when we get those viewership numbers, Mr. Manan, they really tell you that what do people want to watch. You know, you can hate us, you can ignore us, but the point is that Republic is the place where you put out the truth. And no matter what, look at what Parambir has done, Rhythm. And this is a story that all of my colleagues here, the entire team has fronted. If this is what Republic has to go through, Rhythm, I think we must shudder to think what a common citizen on the streets must be getting booked with. We've seen images coming out of the state of Maharashtra where you had an ex-Navy member, you would recall, and how you had the previous Aghadi government actually thinking they can cock a snook at the system. Something again, Rhythm, what Parambir Singh has done again, cocking a snook at the system because he thinks, Arnab, that he can get away. But it's our job to ensure that he does not. He absolutely does not.
No, the essential point, and I want to bring it to Rhythm right now, becoming a case in point, and I think it will become a legal case in point as well, because what we have is a remarkable situation, Rhythm, good or bad, where a state government has been caught red-handed by India's highest investigating agency after a very detailed 2-year investigation of torturing witnesses to put false testimonies before a court of law. This case will I think, snowball now, Rhythm. Anyone from the field of law or investigation watching this will know this case will snowball. Rhythm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think all the barriers were broken in this case, and I just want to go across two facts that were happening at that time, Arnab. If we statement that was given by Parambir and Sachin Vaze in 2021 to the ED, they said in the TRP case, the former Home Minister Anil Deshmukh wanted to arrest Arnab Goswami. I think that's the political vendetta angle that is so clearly being stated then. If we then go on to what was stated in even more clear terms, which harbors deep-rooted malice, it is the summoning that was done of officials, reporters, editors, COOs, CFOs of Republic TV. I remember Sundaram, our CFO, was interrogated for 45 hours. The smallest transactions were asked for. Niranjan was interrogated for over 17 hours. Abhishek was there for 7 hours. You yourself were there at the police station for several hours. We also remember, if we actually tie this to the 306 case, Arnab, when they arrested you, Sachin Vaze was not even in charge of the investigation, but he comes there. He comes there in that Scorpio that became very important in the Antilla case, and he was leading the investigation. Questions also emerge how the Alibag police was being led by this disgraced cop who was the right hand of Parambir Singh. But the most important thing we also remember, like you said, the courts of the country will now have to take note when a police state starts misusing its state machinery, like Justice Chandrachud had said in our case. If we as the Constitutional Court do not lay down and protect liberty, who will? It is time also to have protected the liberty of these people.
No. But Rhythm. I want to narrow it down. I want to narrow it down. I want to tell the viewers this, Rhythm. We are going to now not let go. If Parambir Singh is watching this tonight or this afternoon, Uddhav Thackeray is watching, let the message go to them. We are not going to let go. You did something wrong. We are going to pursue the case against you till we get justice, because what you did was that you got fake testimonies put in a court of law. And Subhash Jha, these people cannot just let go by being stripped of the uniform. These people must be exposed and made to pay in a bigger way. I combine to the straight and narrow a fake testimony under 164 before a magistrate by the police to serve a particular interest, legal implication, legal consequence. Subhash.
Arnab, let me tell you, I am in complete agreement with what Sushil has said and what Mr. Manan has said. But I disagree with Mr. Manan that courts are going to take any suo motu action. No, never. They will not do it. The one possibility which I feel, and that possibly is the only alternative which would be more effective, is to file a petition in the High Court or maybe in the Supreme Court.
and tell the Supreme Court that if you want to really improve upon the criminal justice system, delivery system in the country, start making the erring police personnel or investigators accountable. They must pay for what they are doing to others. So let the CBI also investigate the role of Mumbai police personnel in framing the entire case as against Republic and others. And they should be prosecuted by the CBI. That should also be part of, or rather has been committed during the course of the same transaction, which was being investigated by the CBI. So let this angle be also investigated by the CBI
of it here?
And they be prosecuted by the CBI.
Absolutely. Without a doubt out here. I'd like to open up to phone calls right now, ladies and gentlemen. The numbers will be on your screen. And just to say this, Deepthi, that if the Lutyens media cheered on this witch hunt of a news organization so they get more corporate gains, I think we'll look at it very, very legally right now, Deepthi. Fabricated statements. Rhythm, just stay on the straight, hard and narrow legal point, KK Manan. Legal system of India has been hoodwinked. The courts of the country have been hoodwinked. The truth has been hoodwinked. A police force has put a series of fabricated statements, and not one or two. The operational part is a multiplicity of operational statements, a multiplicity of fake statements, large scale coercion, Mr. Manan. Large scale coercion, a lot of people now coming out saying we were being tortured. We were being pressurized. We were under incredible stress. We were told to go and put a 164 statement out. Let's go into simply the implication of this, Mr. Manan. Simply the implication of this. Legally. Whether suo moto, whether we need to move the courts.
You see that my learned friend, the panelist, was not agreed with me, but I'm asking myself, if the person was produced before a magistrate to get his statement recorded under section 164 CRPC by the investigating agency, and that statement was placed in the charge sheet before the learned court, and ultimately if the court find, yes, it is a false statement made by that person, and that person said that under compulsion, and he was under coercion, he made this statement, he was depressed or she was depressed, and for that purpose, who will take the cognizance? If the court will not take the cognizance, only then the aggrieved person in that particular case can make an application or can make a private complaint in that particular case. So again the court has to take the cognizance, whether it is the suo moto or on the complaint. But you have just seen this case, I am watching and seeing, and not this case, one case, thousands cases, especially in the rape cases or in molestations cases where statement under section 164 CRPC used to be recorded. So it's not a new thing for me, but at least, and time and again I said on your channel, on other channels, even other platforms, and I am going to now arrange one seminar of all the bar councils of India to just for, we are recommending amendment in the CRPC, amendment in the
what should be done
Evidence
as far
Act,
as Parambir's
well
role is
in the
concerned?
IPC.
I'm interested. I'm interested here as far as Parambir's role is concerned.
Changes in this case.
What about
in this country
Parambir?
Now?
What about Parambir in this case here now? What is his?
Should be taught a lesson in this case.
Yes.
And that's why I said the court should take a cognizance, suo moto cognizance, because if the person at the rank of a police commissioner will indulge in such type of creating evidence against a particular person, then he should not be spared at all by the court.
MR is also coming in. MR, we have proof right now. CBI has found large-scale coercion by the Mumbai police, pressure put on witnesses to put fake testimonies, to take the name of Republic TV before the court under section 164 CRPC. It's all in the CBI charge sheet. Legal and implications of this. We also always knew that this was a hoax, but now the exact modus operandi
which has large-scale legal ramifications, is before us.
Arnab, we knew the truth. The evidences are for the CBI to gather and produce it before the court. None of us who were in the Republic TV, who are your friends, people who admired you, people who admired the Republic TV channel, never had an iota of doubt. Not the least friends like those who are in this panel now and me in particular, we never had a scintilla of doubt in our minds that you are doing something hanky-panky. So the evidences were wanting. Obviously, we were waiting for somebody to nail Parambir Singh, and that has come today. I'm very glad. But what Manan Saab raises is a very fundamental issue. Whenever we say the law should take its own course, there are several things that should happen. The investigating officer must do his job. The witnesses must come forth and say the truth and nothing but the truth. The judge must rely and he must give the judgment as per the law of the land. Now, if one of them, and primarily the investigating officer, if he starts derailing the process of law, then we never get justice. And it is here Parambir has derailed justice in so far as you are concerned, right from day one, and he has fixed you. And you have become the victim of circumstances, and he has become the villain of the piece. And there I believe that as Manan Saab said, that this gentleman must be taken to task by the court. A special, a court of inquiry must be conducted as to how and why he fixed. And I believe, Arnab, and this is my gut feel also, that this guy was not alone. There was a cabal out there.
How do we teach a lesson? How do we teach a lesson to a system? How do we teach a lesson to a system that's becoming bigger? Dr. Vikram Singh and Mamata Kale also joining us. If we have proof right now, Vikram Singh, that there was fabrication, right? So what was happening right now is that, Vikram Singh, can you hear me? Swapnil, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mamata Kale, now what's coming out is incredible. That the CBI has found that the witnesses were tortured and pressurized to put out fake testimonies under section 164 of CRPC before a magistrate to fix Republic. So the institution, there was institutional involvement of the Mumbai police and the Maharashtra government in perjury before the court. Swapnil, it becomes much bigger, much bigger.
Absolutely, Arnab. Let me tell you one thing, that the Supreme Court judgment, when it released you, saying that the criminal justice system was weaponized, that judgment is one of the landmark judgments, and it is my appeal to the Supreme Court Chief Justice that today this suo motu cognizance has to be taken. Otherwise, that justice or that judgment is absolutely lacking if there is no further relief to Mr. Arnab Goswami and to Republic TV. Because this needs to be taken to its logical conclusion. It is as simple as that. And I'm sure that the courts are not deaf, and most certainly not the highest court of the land, and most certainly not the Chief Justice of India, with whom we have the greatest of expectations. And obviously 125 crore people of India have reposed faith. Now, as far as the media, this was a media juggernaut which was completely attempted to be derailed, but it was not fructuous at all. So if your Lordship are looking at this and are viewing this, and you all must take suo motu cognizance and try to initiate proceedings on your own under Article 142. You have the power, your Lordships. You all don't need to be told that. Also, it is my appeal to the President of India that under Article 143 of the Constitution, send an advisory or a catena of questions saying that to what extent can a media house tolerate the onslaught of the executive, and whether or not this is a question of derailing the fundamental pillar of democracy, which is a free press. That is the most important thing. Yes. And that is where the Supreme Court can come in. Arnab, let me tell you, you have enough ammunition.
I want to ask you and all the panelists a question here. If I can just ask you one question here, Swapnil. We've shown the 8 witnesses and shown how coercion takes place. We've shown how this was a malicious prosecution. I want to ask even Mamata Kale, Dr. Vikram Seth is here. Dr. Vikram Seth is someone who is a very esteemed part and continues to be of the police establishment. This is showing police atrocity. Now, what is so shocking is they investigated against us, they put up a case, and they are the people with the state machinery who was misusing it. So how can that investigation, Dr. Vikram Singh, even stand in a court of law today?
Rhythm and Arnab, may I beg your forbearance just for 30 seconds? I have seen many miscarriages of justice, but if there ever was a gold medal, this case will take the gold medal for all times to come, the past, present, and the future. Never have I seen this level of perversion, perjury, manipulation of documents, manipulation of witnesses, compelling them to give statements under 164 of the CRPC, and misusing the state and the police machinery to an absolutely perverse and sadistic levels. What happened to Arnab is, I mean, what can happen to lesser mortals like anybody else? If this can happen to Arnab Goswami and Republic Channel, what can happen to lesser mortals? Please don't live in an illusion. This is one example where the state machinery, if it decides to come down like a ton of bricks, they will not observe the rule book at all and tear every rule to shreds. And this is exactly what has happened. It hurt all of us then, and I still have the scars, and I'm sure everybody who saw this miscarriage of justice wearing those scars even today. And unless this is undone, as Mr. Swapnil Kothari ji has mentioned, and I'm sure Mr. Manal will tell us a way out, punishment for those, there should be consequences for those who decided to play into the hands of the state machinery, something like the Nuremberg trials. Well, maybe not at that level, but at least this case deserves to be showcased and a white paper brought out and seen how the entire police machinery was complicit and the government and the ministers were complicit. And to stop it all, a minister had the audacity to say that the top person in the Republic Channel, you will hear what happens to him in 3 days. I would not like to repeat those words of sadism and mischief and criminality at the same time. Each and every person who was a part of the larger conspiracy needs to be answerable, and there should be consequences, lest there is a replication anywhere in the state. My 36 years in the police and another 50 years thereafter, I have never seen a miscarriage of justice, manipulation of the rule book, manipulation of the laws in this manner to his own advantage. The police commissioner's office being used like the office of the godfather, the mafia chief, not by the police commissioner who had sworn to the constitution. He probably was sworn to perhaps feather his own nest and be loyal to the dishonorable and the illegal instructions of the political masters. What were his compulsions? It is for Paramveer to answer. I have not spared Paramveer because he was a disgrace, and I said then and I repeat that he was a disgrace to the uniform and to the IPS. There cannot be a worse specimen than Paramveer Singh. Let him come and speak out clean. And if there are approvers in the police department, I would appeal to them to come out and come out with the truth. Give the affidavit in the court of law and come at least atone for the sins that you have committed.
I just want to say this, Mamata, that we are going to fight this for a citizen right now, because many people are telling us right now it becomes a case in point. You know, you can either look at it this way, that okay, the case against Republic is more or less over. Of course, it's going to be closed up. Of course, the investigation will be closed. Of course, there's been so much injustice, it should be closed. But I don't want to let go at that, Mamata, because I think letting go will ensure that there will be more Paramveers and more Uddhavs and more Sachin Wazes in the future. If we say we have won, which is why I think I'll change the hashtag from Republic wins, Uddhav loses. The appropriate hashtag is hashtag Uddhav fabricated evidence. The appropriate hashtag is MVA fabricated evidence. The appropriate hashtag is Paramveer fabricated evidence. Now the question happens, if you can fabricate evidence against India's leading television and digital news organization, then imagine, Mamata, how you can fabricate citizens any number of evidences against any number of citizens. This is a case of perjury. Lying before the court. The people don't want to lie before the court, but you torture an innocent citizen. You threaten them and their families with God knows what, and you tell them that if you do not lie before the courts, then we will not let go of you. And the people, now that the government has changed, are coming out and saying there was so much pressure on us that we were forced to lie before the court. When the police makes innocent citizens lie before the court, can such police and such political parties, can such governments ever be forgiven? This becomes a fight for the people, ladies and gentlemen. For the people. It's no longer about justice for Republic alone. Mamata Kale.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Arnab. I 100% agree with you. This is unbelievable, unthinkable. This is criminal, you know, and there is no question of forgiving these criminals. As far as Paramveer Singh is concerned, he is a key conspirator in this case. It is a fake TRP case, Arnav. Hence, they have fabricated a lot of evidences. We cannot forget your CEO, your AVP, who was put behind bars, and they were also threatened. If I am not wrong, Arnav, they were also threatened to speak against Republic. I remember BARC CEO, Ridham, even he was arrested, correct? He was tortured, so much so that he had to be hospitalized to speak against you. And all of this, you know why? Because you've been speaking the truth. And as you correctly said, you are the leading journalist, leading news channel of India. And they just wanted to silence your voice, the voice of people. They didn't want you to speak the truth. You were exposing that government. I call the MVA, and I call them Waha Maha Vinash Vasuli Aghadi Sarkar, nothing else. And Paramveer Singh has to be punished, period. He has to be put behind bars. How can he do this? I have never ever seen this in my life. A top cop, a CP of a city, wearing khaki, is actually, you know, fabricating a false case against a journalist, against a media house, and thereafter addressing a press conference. This is unacceptable, Arnav. None of us can take this. Nor me, you, or the people of this country. No, I cannot forget those days when they, Paramveer Singh, actually, on whose behest did Sachin Wazir come to your house and arrest you with that AK-47 brigade? You know, as if they were arresting a terrorist. That's how they came to your house. And they want all of us to forget this, and this is unbelievable. The these evidences, these people going and saying that we were forced, we were tortured. How could Paramveer Singh do this? How could he think this? Shame on these people. Shame on Mr. Uddhav Thackeray. Shame on Anil Deshmukh.
I think the Uddhav government should face serious legal action for this cardinal sin.
They should never be voted to power.
The Uddhav government and all those associated with it should face some serious legal action for this cardinal sin. And we have callers coming in right now. We have callers on the program. And Rhythm, you know, there are various sections. This is the most shocking form of fabrication. You know, Rhythm, the lawyer who drafted the report which led to the impeachment proceedings against the then President Bill Clinton of USA had said, and I quote, "There is no excuse." Swapnil, he said, there is no excuse for perjury. Never, never, never can there be any excuse for perjury. There is truth, and the truth demands respect.
Absolutely.
And the truth demands respect. So I say, what is going to be the consequence for this cardinal sin?
Right. Arnab, my very short point is I am not interested in seminars. I am not interested in criminal law amendments. They'll possibly take ages to come till the cows come home. I'm interested in what is presently the law. The present law is sufficient enough for you to file defamation case against Mr. Paramveer Singh, first and foremost because he was the person at the top of the affairs, because he was the one who came out with a press conference. He should have resisted all sorts of pressures on him at that time, being the top cop that he was. Since he failed and reneged on his duties as a constitutional functionary, he is the primary person responsible. Now that you have these other witnesses, his withdrawal of the defamation case against you is not sufficient for me. What is sufficient for me is that the case, the main case against you, is also quashed by the courts. That's why I'm appealing to the Supreme Court. And then if the pressure comes from the top court, it will come down to the Bombay High Court, where then they will automatically try to quash this. Now, that is a separate legal aspect. My primary legal aspect is the defamation case has to be there at your end, and malicious prosecution primarily. Simple reason, because you have the evidence now. I was waiting until you get an order in your favor where, you know, the case of TRP is completely over against you. But now I will not wait, because there is sufficient evidence to run parallel in a court of law as far as this is concerned. And any stooges of Mr. Paramveer Singh along with him, whoever they were there, must be taken also as the accused in that particular case. I'm talking pure legal stuff. I'm more interested in Mr. Paramveer Singh and his stooges for the simple reason that he ought to have exercised more mature or more appropriate a judgment, which he failed to exercise at that time. Unless and until he has any other reason to say, which I do not see any justification for that whatsoever. Arnab, my another
No,
point
he's liable. He can't say, no, I was just the commissioner, some police
There is
officer
no
did it under me.
question.
No, he's liable. He's liable. He's the commissioner of police. How is he not liable?
Absolutely.
Vikram Singh,
There
is he
is
not
no
liable?
question.
Can he say, no,
He
Wazir
is
is the bad guy,
absolutely
I'm the good
liable.
guy?
What Swapnalji
He is
says
both
that he should
civil
take an ethical.
liability
He was
and
expected to
criminal
take a
liability.
principled
Mr. Singh,
stand.
Mr. Singh, just let me finish. Mr. Singh, please. May I request you? I just want to finish that point. He is both civil liable and criminal liability as far as this aspect is concerned. Primarily civil liable because 1,000 hours of Republic TV have been wasted. Several people have been picked up from their works. You have undergone the worst form that any media channel. And that is the reason why I'm looking at this as a larger case, not just the case of Republic TV. This is something which is more important. This is a larger case where this needs to be looked at by the Supreme Court
When you are arresting
and also
people,
by the President of
you are
India.
summoning
This
the
is
entire
extremely
channel
important.
and its people. You are putting 1922 British archaic laws against the channel. When you're picking up the CFO and interrogating him for 45 hours, asking him the most absurd details about transactions, when you're trying to harm the investors and the advertisers by asking and summoning them for 8 hours, it is not just civil liability, it is criminal defamation, it is criminal liability, and this needs to be punished not under only the laws that govern the police, but also the state machinery, because they were together in a nexus along with the media that was trying at best to try and get gleeful pleasure from a malicious prosecution. Dr. Vikram Singh, Mr. K.K. Manan, you wanted to make a point. So, Mr. Manan, I just ask you one thing. As one of the topmost criminal lawyers in the country, what are the kind of punishments that can be given to police officials when there is no accountability to law from them in their official duty?
You see, so far as punishment is concerned, that is not much in perjury. But I was thinking while sitting that whether it comes under the preview of contempt also or not. Because in perjury, it will take time to conclude the matter, but in a contempt, I think that it will not take much time. But it's a 50-50 case. But I will go through it, that whether contempt is equally made out or not against him. So, perjury is you may think that perjury is a very big thing, but in the IPC, perjury is not a very big issue, and it is very difficult to prove it. Tomorrow they may come with another plea, this and that. But ultimately the question is before the court. It will be before the court whether the court should spare such type of people in such a fashion they have created, fabricated the evidence by producing a person before the magistrate to get a statement under section 164 CRPC recorded. That is the question. Even they have undermined the judiciary also, because they have not thought even once while producing a person to get his statement recorded before the magistrate that he may disclose before the magistrate. Even usually before recording the statement under section 164 CRPC, that magistrate usually asks the questions whether you know the consequences, whether you are telling the truth, you know that you have come before a magistrate to make a statement, for what purpose you have come. Number of questions used to be put by that magistrate. If she would have or he would have disclosed it that he has come or she has come under pressure of the police, then that magistrate should have either recorded the statement, if recorded, mentioned it that she made a statement under coercion. But all these questions are at the time of trial. But it is a case where the court should take the cognizance. At least if the court will not take, though it has come in the CBI's report. The CBI also made a complaint and made the reference before the learned court, where they have to either file the final charge sheet or the charge sheet.
We got a couple of callers right now. I just want to take them in.
Just one point.
Just one. Let's take the callers in. Who's on the line, please? Amit Merchant from Pune. Amit, you've been holding for a long time. What do you think?
Thank you so much, Mr. Arnav, and hats off to Republic, the whole institute and the team, and you especially for being the strong base and pillar of the institute. Now the question is that when the whole nation knows the truth, whether it's SSR case, whether it's Disha Salian case, is there an amendment to be made in the law where CBI can take its own route or something where they could bypass the powers, men in power, where SSR and Disha Salian case is concerned, when TRP case is concerned, when so many other cases are concerned, or do they have to follow a certain protocol?
Well, I take that. Take that to MR. What do you think, MR? MR, would you like to answer that? Amit's question, you heard
Yes, I did hear it. This matter, I think the court should suo moto take cognizance of the entire thing.
Yeah, it's gone too
Put
far.
an SIT, and it is not a breakdown of one individual. It's a systemic breakdown. Now, when the Commissioner of Police of Bombay, who is one of the most important cities of this country and an important personality of entrusted with the task of maintaining law and order, manufactures evidence, you start losing faith in the system. This is a systemic breakdown. It must be done with some sitting Supreme Court judge, and probably it cannot be done on a rush of blood that we say something. It must be done, and justice must be done to you. There are two issues. A systemic breakdown must be addressed. A justice must be done to you and to the Republic channel. Both are to be done concurrently. It cannot be diverse from each other. But the larger issue of a systemic breakdown, yes, we can look at it later on. But to you, I think, either under 482 or under Article 142, the courts must take cognizance of the entire train of events, and then they may come to a conclusion that this is what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Parambir needs to be punished. There is no two opinions about it. Parambir has to be punished in a manner known to
Parambir,
law.
Vaze, Kazi, all of the lot. Parambir,
all
Vaze,
of them, all of
Kazi, Uddhav, Anil Deshmukh, everyone responsible for this
manufactured
fabrication.
evidence.
Everyone,
Who
all of them.
manufactured-
All of them.
Yeah.
There's no
And
letting
that
go
is-
here.
And Arnab, I would also say that this is a golden chance for you to see that the system is cleansed. And God has given you this opportunity, Arnab. Don't let it go. This is my humble suggestion. to you.
I thank you for that. Now, handing over to Deepthi and Abhishek and Rhythm to take it forward. I'm just going to take a few phone calls. And viewers, I'm going to be back at 7 o'clock on the Hindi channel on Puchta Hai Bharat this evening on this very issue. And Deepthi, Rhythm and Abhishek, over to you for a minute. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Wonderful,
before we
as I
take
can
another
see,
caller,
and,
Rhythm, why
Rhythm,
don't we take one quick question with Swapnil?
Yeah.
Yes, Abhishek, you want to add something?
No, I was just saying, the possible sections of the
Okay, so what
IPC
we'll do,
under
Rhythm,
which
is-
Parambir Singh can be tried,
Okay, Abhishek, for just one moment, if we can actually go across to a caller who's calling in, Deepthi. Janki Ram Sharma is with us. Janki Ram Sharma, you've seen what was happening. What are your comments, sir, on what took place in Maharashtra under the very shocking leadership of Parambir Singh? And, of course, the political establishment at that time.
Hello, and a very good evening to all of you. I have been observing the right from the year 2020, if I remember right, or 2021, last October. I'm just sorry I forgot the time and the month. But then it was shocking, to say the least. What ought to have happened was the political dispensation, the center should have intervened. Now, the whole idea or the schematic, what we have in the Constitution, is a federal state. It's different, we are different. But then it's something that goes wrong, which is totally fundamentally wrong and very, 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 wrong in principles, that the constitutional head, be the President of India or the executive head, the Prime Minister, they should intervene suo motu. If they can't, because of political reasons, which they will not, at least the Chief Justice of India, the Supreme Court, can intervene. But what we have been seeing in our lifetime is total corruption in the political system, total corruption in the police system. I would not, there was a lovely interview of Arnab Goswami with Govt, the former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. When Arnab Goswami asked him a question whether there's corruption in the judiciary, he came out with a beautiful answer. He said simply, I'll answer it differently. And he said, they did not come from heavens. So what does it mean? There is corruption per se in this blood of our Indians, the way that we have been handling things, thanks to whatever has happened in the past 75 years. I only wish and pray that God gives Arnab Goswami the strength to lead a fantastic movement, which will perhaps lead the way as saying, let's have a system which will be just and what you call, and, equitable to all of them. For heaven's sake, the politicians should change the way of behavior. The police should know what they have, what they are, the duty that they have to discharge for the sake of the citizens. But they are
Yes,
not
sir.
a police state. It's not a police
All right.
state.
All right, Miss. Absolutely. See, I think that's a very informed viewer there, Rhythm. Janki Ram Sharma. He's been a viewer of Republics, and we thank you for your support, your love, and we'll continue to actually keep our viewers' interest in mind, something that should be the hallmark of any news channel. And Rhythm, before we take it to Abhishek, who wants to add more insight into this, let's ask one quick question to Swapnil, if possible. Swapnil, just picking up the point that this viewer was making when he was speaking to us, he says, how do you make people then accountable? Because someone like a Paramveer, do you think that he was acting under his own volition? The answer obviously is going to be in the negative. Now, clearly this means that he was following someone's orders. Now, who really is this someone? How do we get to the bottom of this? And how do we make the entire system accountable, Swapnil, considering that even a 164 statement has been fabricated?
Well, Deepti, let me tell you, that's the reason why you need to go against Mr. Singh and all his stooges who were there below him, working under him, who were there to intimidate the witnesses and get fabricated statements in the 164. That's even contempt of court. Now, Mr. Manan explored that situation of contempt of court, saying, but then, let me tell you, Deepti, for the knowledge of the viewers and for the benefit of the viewers, contempt is absolutely at the discretion of the court. So a court may feel that, okay, this is not much, this is something, or may even give a 6 months imprisonment to whoever it may be. It's not enough for me. That does not vindicate Republic TV, and that does not vindicate the travails that the Republic TV and its team followed, and especially what Arnab went through. That is not what it is enough for me. What is enough for me is that there has to be malicious prosecution, defamation. In criminal law, in civil law, the complainant or the plaintiff has to be Mr. Arnab Goswami and Republic TV, not anybody else as such. The court can take so amount of cognizance and make that company or that individual a plaintiff or a complainant. That is a different issue altogether, and that's the reason why I said Article 142 of the Constitution, the Supreme Court is empowered to pass any order. And let me tell you, Deepti, one more thing. Let me repeat my point. The judgment of the Supreme Court giving liberty and bail to Arnab Goswami is not enough for me. It is meaningless if the Supreme Court today does not take cognizance of this. This is not a case of Arnab Goswami undergoing, something before a police officer or with media, collusion, etc. For me, this is a failure of democracy. There is a complete gross failure of state machinery. This is where, that is the reason why the court needs to take cognizance of it, because the Supreme Court is the final protector of the Constitution and its fundamental values, of which free press is one. Because free press, as Justice Hugo Black said, is not for those who govern, but it is for those who are governed. And that is what Arnab is fighting a battle against, and he's been fighting it all along. And that is the reason why I keep telling, so none of these things, contempt, etc., perjury, etc. Perjury, yes, you may be up to a point. But I think malicious prosecution and defamation is one. Once you bring in Mr. Paramveer Singh in a case, then he is bound to give in an affidavit what he went through in his defense. And from that, a lot of things could come out. That is the reason why I'm suggesting to do that legally. And that is something which I'm sure he's aware of. Because someday or the other he's going to face that legal action.
Swapnil, we will pursue it like you're saying, because that is good advice from lawyers that is coming in. I also want to, Deepti, go across to Deshrata Nigam, who's joining us, Neera Mishra, who's with us, as well as Saurabh Shah, who's now joining us. Deshrata Nigam, you were looking at your documents, so I want to first ask you, because we actually go to the butt of the matter today. Mamata Kale will also be with us here. Deshrata Nigam, first to you, and then Mamata and others will be also giving us details. Witnesses have told the CBI, and I just just repeat what is really happening, that they were being coerced. There was pressure on them by Parambir Singh and his police to give statements and to name Republic. We all remember 2 years earlier when the press conference was done by Parambir Singh. Now the witnesses say, and I'm just going to go through one or two of the statements here, Deshrata Nigam. Witness number 3 says he was scared of the police. He was under enormous pressure to name Republic TV. Witness number 5 says, I was under a lot of stress. Deshrata Nigam, if evidence is being fabricated under the very sacrosanct 164, if the CBI findings are so clear, the ED investigation gives a clean sheet. With all this, armored with all this, isn't it time that the Parambir-led investigation is stopped and quashed and suspended and stated it was a false case, a manufactured malicious prosecution?
Rhythm, in fact, first the ED charge sheet, which clearly brought out the truth in the forefront, now the CBI charge sheet, where the witnesses were not only coerced but intimidated. And the immense amount of fear was brought upon them to record the kind of statements, false statements that have been given to the court. And I agree with Swapnil that the course for the Republic TV, Arnab, and the higher management in your organization is to bring out the malicious prosecution, criminal defamation, civil defamation, and have, the kind of amount for, compensation should be enormous so that they never do it. The governments, the Maharashtra government, the then Mahavikas Aghadi government at that point of time was supposed to be savior of people and savior of liberty and democracy, but they became predators, what we in Hindi call Rakshaki Bhakshak ban gaye. So what do you expect from them? With God's grace, the government changed out there. The truth is now tumbling out slowly and slowly. And the people who have, fabricated this fake TRP cases, created false evidence, have to be brought to book. And this, since the charge sheet already exonerates the Republic TV, and the role of some other channels is also under question out here. The money was being paid by some other channels, but Parambir, under the instructions, as the reports say, the former Home Minister Anil Deshmukh was giving instructions. These are the reports which are available, and Parambir was also acting as a stooge of the political dispensation of that point of time. So this has to be taken seriously. It has happened today to the Republic. It may happen to other channels. Therefore, an example has to be created out of this. The people who are there, the courts should also, as Swapnil also pointed out, Supreme Court should also take suo motu cognizance of this and take this to a logical conclusion, because liberty in a democratic setup like India is absolutely important, where free and fair reporting of events have to be done. And when a channel does free and fair reporting, then this kind of a fake TRP case is brought upon that channel, and witnesses are, intimidated to create false and fabricated evidence. And therefore, what else you need to prosecute such people? And I fully, endorse the view that Republic TV should bring prosecution cases against such people. And the Supreme Court also, when it can open its doors at 12 in the night for terrorists, it can certainly take suo motu cognizance under Article 142, where they have immense amount of inherent powers. And this is the right time. And the charge sheets, first the ED, now the CBI charge sheet, it's so crystal clear. The truth is, although absolute, but it is being unearthed layer by layer now. And it is being so specific. The charge sheet is so specific. Witness after witnesses, witness 1, witness 2, witness 3, how they were intimidated and what were they made to say. So therefore, I don't think this leaves any scope, even for the Supreme Court, not to take any action in this particular matter.
KK Manan had a view that the perjury law is perhaps not very strong, and same happens with the defamation law. My question to Mr. Prakash Singh then would be, what are the sections of the IPC available under which we initiate a malicious, malicious investigation case against Parambir Singh? Whether there are some sections available under which a public servant or a former IPS officer can be prosecuted and brought to justice. Can we make an application before a court of law, or should we actually be filing a case under various sections of the IPC before police itself. Mr. Prakash Singh, if you can just explain what are the possible options? I think, Mr. Prakash Singh, if you are getting me, the question was, okay, let me take this to let me take this to the legal eagles on the panel. You know, if you say that the perjury law is not very strong, the defamation law is not very strong, then what are the options available? Like, do we file a police complaint under various sections of the IPC against a public servant for forging or falsifying of documents, criminal intimidation, or do we really approach court and ask the court to order an inquiry? I don't know whether under section 202 of the CRPC or whatever. You know, what are the options available clearly to us if we really, if we want to, as a panelist was saying, that we should be launching a malicious investigation probe, we should be seeking a malicious investigation probe against Parambir Singh.
Can I answer that, Abhishek?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, let me tell you, first of all, I would go under the Vexatious Litigation Act for malicious prosecution. There is even a tort of malicious prosecution. So the torts usually are civil, not necessarily with a criminal flavor. So you can say a tort of malicious prosecution, that's a civil aspect. Under the criminal aspect, you go under the Vexatious Litigation Act. That should suffice you for the vexatious litigation aspect, that is malicious prosecution. Malicious prosecution is a phrase borrowed from the English law. But we use that here as a vexatious litigation. This is nothing but vexatious litigation, calling people, wasting 1,000 hours, asking them price of tissue papers and all of those things, and the harassment that people underwent. Now, that covers your one aspect. The second aspect is that you go for a defamation. Why defamation? Because everywhere there was a great brouhaha created by several rival channels, so-called rival channels, that you know, this is what Republic TV does, this is what Republic has gone through, this is where, you know, the FIR states and all of those things, especially when the name on the FIR was absolutely of another channel. So there is definitely defamation created because the image of the Republic TV and Arnab Goswami was lowered in the eyes of the public. Now, defamation, perception, reputation, all of this is what others think of you. So that is where the others started thinking lesser of you and of Republic TV. That is why there has to be a civil defamation asking for heavy compensatory damages. That's one. Criminal defamation because you want to send people to jail, so that there is a criminal defamation under section 499, 500 IPC. So that is one aspect that you can think of. And I was waiting, I was always advising Arnab that please wait until your TRP case is completely over in the court, so that when you have a judgment in your favor, that is the time when you can really pounce on the people who are responsible for this and say that, look, this fake TRP case was filed against us, and that is the reason now this is a defamation case for civil and criminal and also malicious prosecution. But now that you have these witnesses against you, rather in your favor, who are willing to then put it on affidavit, assuming that they are willing to put it on affidavit, when you file a case that, look, these are the affidavits of these witnesses who have put it on record saying that, yes, we were coerced into giving the name of Republic TV even when it was not there, even when it was not doling out 500 rupees. I mean, you know, it's absolutely bizarre for me. That is the time you can say that is the time that you can really file a defamation case. Contempt of court, in my opinion, is a very, very weak point. It's a very weak point. It's absolutely at the discretion of the court. I would not go by that. Because, okay, you filed some false statements before me, the court will say, okay, forget it. You know, send this guy for 1 month to jail, whoever filed a false statement. That's not enough for me and Republic TV.
Yes. Valid point there, Swapnil. That's also something we'll take into regard. I also want to go across to Saurabh Shah, senior journalist who's joining us. Saurabh Shah, you've heard what's happened today. Earlier, we've seen the central agencies come out with details in what really happened in the TRP case. Saurabh Shah, what makes this so concrete is this is an investigation that's done pan-India by the CBI. They've gone into 4 states and capitals in India to investigate: Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi. Now, what we need to really understand here when they are saying that these witnesses were coerced is not only that Republic was lied and conspired against in a malicious manner, but also the kind of harassment that has been done of these witnesses who were put under enormous pressure.
Ridham, there are 3 points. First of all, Parambir Singh had no animosity, no personal animosity for Arnab, neither for Republic. He was working under somebody's instructions. The major investigation has to be done under whose instruction Parambir Singh was acting, number one. Number two, by implicating Arnab and Republic, who was going to be benefited? Which channels, which media houses, who was a beneficiary of this case? There must be somebody, some channel, some TV channel, some media house. And number three, these channels and Parambir Singh's boss, which means either Anil Deshmukh or Uddhav Thackeray or both. Uddhav Thackeray and these other channels, they had any connection, they had any agreement, oral agreement, that if Republic is demolished, if Arnab's credibility is demolished, then you will be benefited. And if you are benefited, how will you benefit to Uddhav and his Shiv Sena? So these are the three major points which has to be investigated. Just punishing Sachin Waze or Parambir Singh is not enough. It is just half the battle won. What I feel is Anil Deshmukh as well as Uddhav Thackeray. Uddhav Thackeray, who was the CM, who was MVA's chief at that time, what role he has played, it has to be investigated by proper authority. And I think CBI is the proper authority. When Arnab and Republic goes to the court, as the legal luminaries on this panel are suggesting, I fully support them. Then only this nexus will be revealed. The politician and the other media houses, that nexus has to be revealed, that has to be exposed. Otherwise, in future also, see, this is politics. In future, suppose some other government comes in Bombay, in Maharashtra or in India, then the people like Arnab, the people, good channels like, good media houses like Republic, they are quite vulnerable. Unless and until we go to the deep root of this issue, we cannot be assured of freedom of press. Ridham.
Okay, I think Mr. Saurabh Shah there, Rhythm, is making a lot of important points. But like I said, you know what Arnab said, this is not just a fight for Republic. This is not just a fight for our case, for our justice. This is for the society. You know, it's about the system. And let's also get in Mamata, who hasn't spoken for a while. I also want to say good evening to Neera Mishra, who's a member of the Facts-Finding Committee of the Call for Justice. And Mamata, with your permission, I quickly want to get in Neera into the conversation because she is waiting for a pretty long time. Okay, I think we still have some trouble with Neera. So Mamata, why don't you come in on this? When you say that this is also a fight for the country now, you know, fight for commoners, Mamata, who possibly don't have a voice. A lot of people, just imagine what they could be going through if you have the police of a state, Mamata, that's able to put out fabricated statements under Section 164. What would be their fate? What should they be doing today? What must they be thinking?
Absolutely, Deepthi. You know, when you and Arnab say that it is not a case just pertaining to Republic, we need to think about common people as well.
Yes.
If we have such a government in any state, and if this is how they behave and they misuse the government machinery, what is going to happen to commoners? I mean, who are they going to go to get the justice? You know, it is unbelievable. I would, repeat myself, and unthinkable that a chief minister, a home minister and a CP of a city, and that too, not a normal city, financial capital of India. Okay, and that guy is forcing the witnesses to lie before magistrate. This is ridiculous, and therefore I say that Parambir Singh has to be punished. He has to be arrested in this case. And I have been saying this, Deepthi, from day one, because he is the key conspirator. He is the one who has been, doing everything behind the scenes. He was the one who addressed the press conference. He was the one who was taking direct instruction from Anil Deshmukh. He could have said no to all of this. He could have walked up to Chief Minister, the former Chief Minister, and said that the Home Minister is forcing me to do so. I want to resign from my post, or you post me out somewhere else. This guy wrote a letter against Anil Deshmukh, the then Home Minister of Maharashtra, once he was removed from the post of CP. You know, but he was happily doing everything. And I wonder, how could they make such a corrupt cop the CP of Mumbai, who has so many FIRs against him, who has the cases of forcing people to give false testimonies, Deepthi? We really need to think, and it has to be a case study. I just want to say one thing, 30 more seconds, that it has to be a case study where Paramveer Singh be punished, and it becomes, a case study so that nobody from police force, anywhere for that matter, be it an officer or personnel, can, actually fabricate somebody like this.
Absolutely. Mamata, well spoken. I also want to go across to Neera Mishra, who's now joining Deepthi and me. Neera Mishra, the one question we need to understand here, when there are these false cases that were put up, hoax of a TRP case that was started, when we are looking at justice here and we're trying to get and understand how these witnesses were also forced, the CBI also says meetings were held in Paramveer's office along with Bark. With this kind of astounding Pandora's box that is opening up, how do you think justice can be achieved?
Thank you for this lovely introduction, actually a very detailed introduction. I think the most important thing, this is an exemplary case where it is very important for the courts to be proactive now. It is high time that the courts took suo motu action, which I had also said when the bail was not granted by the High Court of Mumbai to Arnab. And not only get Paramveer and his Mumbai-based people investigated thoroughly. If you remember, at that time also I had said, there is an international gang to which you people were reaching very, very slowly. So the whole process of justice can happen if not only the courts are proactive. I know it is first I want to actually congratulate Republic TV and the whole team for standing up for truth. They say ना कि बनावट के झूठों से सच नहीं छुप सकता. सच देर से निकलेगा, लेकिन सच will always find its way. सत्यमेव जयते. But the justice has to be given. Now, justice not only to be given to Republic TV, to Arnav and the whole team, but also a message should reach out to the public that we will not spare any administrative or political or international people who are trying to stop the voice of the people of India, because the Republic represents the voice of the people, the voice of truth, and all the khichdi, the wrong things that have actually been happening for years have this case is actually a culmination to showcase this problem. So I think justice can be achieved if courts are proactive, and even Republic has to go through a little more grinding and pursue this, and we're all there with Republic, and I'm sure that at the end of the day...
Yes, like they say, Ms. Neera, we'll keep fighting the good fight. We'll keep fighting the good fight, only for want of time, ma'am. But this has been an enriching conversation. I think a lot of support that's come in rhythm from all our viewers who still are calling, who want to speak to us. And we must tell them that through this evening today, we will be taking your calls. Also, republicworld.com, you can actually put in our messages. And Arnab is going to be again speaking to you a little later. That is a promise that he's also put out. Ms. Neera, Mamata, Kale and all gentlemen, thank you so much for speaking to us as we quickly head into a break right now. The MVA fabricated evidence. Do use that hashtag and send us your thoughts, your views. We are back on the other side with lots more.
Roundup of news from across the globe. Lebanese caretaker Prime Minister Najib Mikati received Spanish Prime Minister and a delegation meet was also held. The visit comes 2 weeks after unknown assailant shot and killed an Irish peacekeeper with the UN's peacekeeping forces in southern Lebanon. 7 people sustained injuries after a Grand Canyon tour helicopter crashed at a Las Vegas area airport. The pilot and 6 passengers were immediately rushed to the hospital. 11 people were sentenced to life in prison in Ivory Coast after being convicted of carrying out an Islamic extremist attack. The attack took place nearly 7 years ago, killing 19 people and injuring dozens more. Ethiopian Airlines have resumed scheduling flights to Tigray's capital as a result of peace agreements signed between the federal government and Tigray officials in November. The move comes a day after federal government delegation visited Ethiopia. Damage from high winds continued to be felt across Portland metro area in Oregon in US, with thousands still without power and multiple city infrastructures damaged. Multiple streets had entire traffic light systems out, causing hazardous conditions on the road. The Kopkinoko Country's Sheriff's Office confirmed the identities of 49-year-old Narayana Mudana and his wife, 47-year-old Gokul Mediseti, all Indian nationals, to have drowned in icy Arizona lake. Meanwhile, Serbian president has announced that Serbs from Kosovo will start to remove the barricades and roadblocks in northern part of Kosovo.
Let's move on now to some other top stories that we're tracking. Former ICICI CEO Chanda Kochar, Deepak Kochar and Videocon co-founder Venugopal Dhoot were produced in court yesterday, and the CBI custody has now been extended till Thursday. Days after the Eknath Shinde-led Maharashtra government passed a resolution on the border dispute in Belgavi that says that it will do anything to protect the interests of Marathi-speaking people, pro-Kannada groups staged a protest over Maharashtra's resolution in Bengaluru. Protesters were seen raising slogans and burning effigies. In the Tunisia death case, Walif police have recorded Shehzad's 7 hours of interrogation on camera and are now seeking 4 days police custody for investigation. Walif police are investigating WhatsApp chats between Tunisia and Shehzad. The chat is of 250 to 300 pages, and police are looking for the reason for the breakup. Meanwhile, police have also put its focus on deleted WhatsApp with an accused secret girlfriend. Walif police will write a letter to WhatsApp to retrieve this chat as well.
Produce Shehzad Khan to the court, and police demanded 5 days custodies. We consent that 2 days custodies. That court granted.
But the question is, police has also got some important evidences regards to WhatsApp chats. 250 to 300 pages of WhatsApp chats have been, in fact, recovered by police.
No, this is not.
Right now we are in the forest area of Bajalta, where the searches have been launched by the Special Operations Group of the Jammu and Kashmir Police, where the intensified searches are underway here in the forest area. The security forces are ensuring that every nook and corner of this forest is searched thoroughly, because this is the area where there is a high possibility that the terrorist sympathizer who was driving the truck possibly escaped from that very area. That's why there are intensified searches that are being launched.
So Tanisha's mother's statement, in fact, have been recorded out here at the Walif police station for more than 3 hours. And in fact, the maternal uncle's statement was also recorded out at here. This is the location, in fact, which is out of the city. And in fact, this is the Walif police station, Rajavali beat post, wherein the statement of mother was in fact recorded out here. Remember the statement that have been made in the past by Tunisia mother. Remember the allegations made by Tunisha's mother, that is Vanita Sharma. She mentioned that Tunisha was made to learn Urdu. Tunisha was made to wear hijab by Shazan Khan. So these are some of the testimonies that have been in fact recorded out here. She also mentioned about the anxiety that she had, anxiety attacks she had on 16th of December, and how she was in fact admitted to the hospital in Mumbai. So definitely several questions were in fact asked by Walev police to the mother, in which Walev police also asked how was Tunisha's behavior when she was in relationship with Shazan Khan. Walev police also asked what went wrong on the day of 23rd of December. Remember, 23rd of December is the day when Tunisha's mother went on the set of Ali Baba and tried convincing Shazan Khan to come back in relationship with Tunisha. But at that point of time, Shazan Khan had denied to be in relationship with Tunisha, and in fact, all the testimony, be it Pawan Sharma's statement, be it Vanita Sharma, that is the mother of Tunisha Sharma, all of them have been in fact recorded out here at the Walev police station, Rajavali beat post at Vasai in fact, and more than 3 hours of statement being recorded out here at this place. It will be very much crucial to see what conclusion does Walev police gets on, because tomorrow is an important day. Tomorrow is the day when Shazan's custody is going to end, and in fact it will be very much crucial for Walev police as well, whether they will seek extension of his custody or not, on what grounds they will seek more remand of Shazan Khan. So tomorrow is the only day which is left with Walev police, and in fact tomorrow he will be produced in the courthouse. It will be important to see on what grounds they will seek the extension of custody. Apart from that, it is also being said that Walev police have also recorded the statement of the secret girlfriend. Remember, this alleged secret girlfriend was also present today. That is what we've been told. Although there is no clarity, the women's whose statement was in fact recorded is Shazan's alleged secret girlfriend or not. But yes, what we've been told that it could be the secret girlfriend whose statement have been recorded. One of the most important point out here is that the WhatsApp chats were in fact deleted. The WhatsApp chats between Shazan Khan and the alleged secret girlfriend was deleted by Shazan Khan himself, and in fact Shazan is not cooperating with the Walev police. And remember, if you go through with the remand copy of Walev police, it clearly mentions that Shazan Khan used to speak to that very woman for more than 2 hours on daily basis. Despite everything, he had in fact deleted all the WhatsApp chats, and in fact police is trying to investigate this matter, whether Shazan deleted these chats before Tunisha committed suicide or after Tunisha committed suicide. But the investigation is on the crucial note at this point of time, and in fact the family members today, the family members of Tunisha Sharma was in fact questioned. Their statement have been recorded. So far, more than 25 statement has been in fact recorded by Walev police. But it will be very much crucial to see now. Shazan Khan's mother's statement would be recorded, Shazan Khan's sister's statement would be recorded, and one of the most important person in this case is the driver of Tunisha Sharma. His statement is to be recorded now, and in fact it will be crucial to see when they will be probed by the authorities. When will Walev police call them? The investigation is in the important note out here, and it is very much crucial to see when they will be called and when their statement will be recorded.
पुलिस को इन्वेस्टिगेशन करने दीजिए। हम अभी कुछ नहीं बोलना चाहते, पुलिस को अपना काम करने दीजिए। जो भी सच है वो अपने आप सामने
किसका बयान दर्ज हुआ है? आज किसका बयान दर्ज हुआ है?
मेरा बयान दर्ज हुआ है, तुनिशा की मम्मी का बयान दर्ज हुआ है, हम दोनों का बयान अभी पुलिस को इन्वेस्टिगेशन करने दीजिए। हम अभी कुछ नहीं बोलना चाहते, पुलिस को अपना काम करने दीजिए। जो भी सच है वो अपने आप सामने
किसका बयान दर्ज हुआ है? आज किसका बयान दर्ज हुआ है?
मेरा बयान दर्ज हुआ है, तुनिशा की मम्मी का बयान। पुलिस को इन्वेस्टिगेशन करने दीजिए। हम अभी कुछ नहीं बोलना चाहते, पुलिस को अपना काम करने दीजिए। जो भी सच है वो अपने आप सामने
किसका बयान दर्ज हुआ है? आज किसका बयान दर्ज हुआ है?
मेरा बयान दर्ज हुआ है, तुनिशा की मम्मी का बयान दर्ज हुआ है, हम दोनों का बयान अभी
So Tunisha's mother was in fact not able to speak today, and after 3 hours of questioning, she was not even in her senses as well. She was not able to talk to media as well, and in fact, Pawan Sharma, the maternal uncle of Tunisha Sharma, spoke to media. He mentions that so far as the investigation is concerned, so far he is satisfied with the investigation that is happening at this point of time. But he also says he also have a demand with Wale police that police needs to investigate from all the angles. Remember, there are several angles that are emerging at this point of time. Be it drugs angle, be it love jihad angle, be it hijab angle. Every angle needs to be probed. That is what the maternal uncle, that is Pawan Sharma, has in fact demanded the police. It will be very much crucial to see what happens next. Remember, Shizan Khan is gonna be produced tomorrow. Tomorrow is a decisive day for Wale police as well. Wale police will be producing Shizan Khan in the Vasai court. Remember, in the last two hearings, media was also banned, and we were not in fact allowed to report inside the courthouse. But yes, we were able to manage to get the updates from the court. But yes, it will be crucial to also see whether the police allows media to report from the courthouse or not, because there are several details of this case which, if it comes out, there could be a problem for even police as well. There are allegations also by the mother. Mother has in fact alleged that despite of Tunisha telling him again and again, and she has in fact mentioned in the complaint letter that we have accessed the complaint letter, we have accessed the remand copy, and the remand copy also mentions that they need to investigate the WhatsApp chats. They need to investigate the WhatsApp chats between the alleged secret girlfriend. And in fact, what we've been told that the alleged secret girlfriend's statement was also recorded today for more than 2 hours. And in fact, police is in fact not revealing much details in regards of investigation. But yes, the investigation is underway. In fact, this is the very place. This is the Wale police Rajavali post wherein and show the background, Kanti. This is a very silent place. You cannot see anyone out here. It is a very silent place, and no one is out here. In fact, this is the location. This is the very location where Tunisha's mother was in fact called, and the statement of Tunisha's mother and Pawan Sharma, the uncle of Tunisha Sharma, was in fact asked to record their statement out here.
All right, Sandeep, they're reporting live on that story. I thank you so much, Sandeep, for piecing together that big story for us. What has happened so far? Where does the investigation stand? And do remember, a number of people's statements are being recorded. So, Sandeep, I'll just let you go very briefly, because we are putting out a spotlight now on the family of the late actor. Now, the family of the late actor, remember, has been speaking to the media. They've been making a lot of allegations, and they allege that there is essentially a foul play in the entire case. Now, why is that? This is my colleague Sanika in conversation with the uncle of the late actor, Mr. Pawan, and he here is speaking, making it very, very clear on why the family believes that this is a case of abetment to suicide.
The Tunisha death investigation is what the entire nation is talking about at this moment. The accused Shizan Khan is in police custody and the police is now investigating his WhatsApp chats. Was he in touch with another woman? What was the conversation that took place between Shizan and Tunisha just before Tunisha allegedly committed suicide? These are some of the answers that the police is now trying to find. We are joined by Pawan Sharma, Tunisha's uncle, in this broadcast. Pawan Sharma ji, अगर आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं, आप कोर्ट में थे, तो कोर्ट में जो प्रोसीडिंग्स हुए आज, क्या आप हमारे दर्शकों को बता पाएंगे कि ये जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है वो किस रुख में चल रहा है? पुलिस का अभी फोकस क्या है?
देखिए, आज तुनिशा ने अपनी मदर को बताया था कि शीजान के और भी लड़कियों से संबंध हैं, जिस वजह से उनके बीच में काफ़ी प्रॉब्लम्स भी चल रही थी। तो वही सेम चीज़ आज पुलिस ने अपनी जो रिमांड कॉपी होती है उसमें दी है कि शीजान ने दूसरी एक या दो लड़कियों के जो सारी चैट हिस्ट्री है वो डिलीट कर दी है, तो उसको रिकवर करने के लिए उनको और टाइम चाहिए।
पवन शर्मा जी, ये बात भी हो रही है कि 3 बजे तुनिशा ने शिजान के साथ लंच किया या फिर उनकी बातचीत हुई थी और 3:15 बजे के करीब पुलिस का कहना है कि तुनिशा ने सुसाइड किया। तो क्या आपको या फिर क्या पुलिस को कोई अंदाज़ा आया है, जो इंटरोगेशन अब तक हुआ है, कि वो कॉन्वर्जेशन क्या था? क्या उस कॉन्वर्जेशन के बारे में इंटरोगेशन हुई है शिजान के साथ?
देखिए, पहली चीज़ तो मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि जब हमारे पास कॉल आया कि तुनिशा की तबीयत ख़राब है और आप हॉस्पिटल आ जाइए, तो तुनिशा की मम्मी वहाँ पहुँची। उनके 10 मिनट के अंदर मैं भी वहाँ पहुँचा, तो तब तक उसकी डेथ हो चुकी थी और वो हॉस्पिटल के बेड पर थी। तो हमें नहीं पता कि उससे पहले उसके साथ क्या हुआ। दूसरी बात, वहाँ क्या जो मैंने सुना तो उनका कहना था कि सबसे पहले उसको मेकअप रूम में लटकते हुए भी शीजान ने देखा और हॉस्पिटल भी उसको शीजान ही लेकर आया। तो सुसाइड इसको कहना बहुत जल्दबाजी होगी एकदम से, जो कि पुलिस ने भी एकदम उसी समय कुछ कहा कि ये सुसाइड केस है। तो बट आई थिंक कि जिस तरह से अब उसने चैट डिलीट करने की बात आई है और वो उसने तुनिशा की भी चैट डिलीट की होंगी, तो अगर इस तरह से वो अपने बयान भी बार बार बदल रहा है, तो मुझे लगता है कि इसमें मर्डर के एंगल से भी जांच होनी चाहिए।
तो जैसे आप बता रहे थे कि पहला कॉल उनकी माँ को गया था और फिर आपको आया था, ये कितने बजे के करीब हुआ था? ये कॉल आए थे फैमिली मेंबर्स को?
करीब 4:30 बजे के आसपास।
ओके।
जो है तो तुनिशा की मम्मी के पास कॉल आया।
ओके।
फिर उसी समय उनका कॉल मेरे पास आया कि कुछ तुनिशा की तबीयत खराब हो गई है, तो कुछ ऐसा हुआ है, तो हमें हॉस्पिटल अभी के अभी बुलाया है। तो और एक बात और पता चली कि तुनिशा को अपने शूटिंग से हॉस्पिटल ले जाने में उनको 1 घंटा लगा।
वो हॉस्पिटल कितना दूर है सेट से?
अब मुझे ज़्यादा दूर नहीं है, मुझे आई थिंक कुछ 3-4 किलोमीटर रहा होगा। तो इतना दूर किसी पास वाले हॉस्पिटल में भी ले जाया जा सकता था, तो क्यों इतना टाइम? अगर जो भी हुआ है, इसलिए मैं चाहता हूँ कि हमारी पूरी फैमिली चाहती है, तुनिशा की मदर चाहती है, हम सब ये चाहते हैं कि इसकी जांच
पवन शर्मा जी, तो आप कह रहे हैं कि 4:30 बजे फैमिली मेंबर्स को बताया गया कि तुनिशा की तबीयत खराब है। क्या हुआ वो फोन पे पहले आपको बताया नहीं गया ठीक से? और ये फोन कॉल क्या सेट पर से किया गया था आपको?
ये सेट पर से प्रोडक्शन की तरफ से कॉल किया गया था।
And from that big story, let's move on to our next breaking development. In fact, it's a story that happened yesterday in a late night development. What happened is Chandrababu Naidu, remember, was taking part in a yatra, and this is where at least a few of his workers, who were TDP workers themselves, actually fall into an open drain. And that's the moment where a lot of them, remember, it turned out to be almost a stampede-like situation. A lot of them have lost their lives. Some are also right now injured and admitted to a local hospital. Now, there are questions being raised as to whether, proper bandobast was not done as far as this entire yatra, this roadshow of Chandrababu Naidu is concerned. We also have a reaction that's coming in. First up, our colleague Aneri has been on the spot and she's getting us more of what she has seen and what possibly were the reasons behind this almost a deadly stampede. And then we'll also get you a live reportage.
The local officers have maintained a good liaison with the organizers, and as per their request made by the organizers, they have given the mic permission and the DJ permission with the 30 decibels. But a lot of deviations have been observed during entire this program. One is timing. Timing is has given 3 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. But is after 7:30 the program is have been reached the venue. The venue also, the addressing to the people is between the local officers and the organizers. It is at the NTR statue. But later they are changed and they came forward. And the convoy rehearsals also had done. As per the convoy rehearsals, they had to choose from NTR statue to the U-turn. They are supposed to do U-turn. But it was straight on the road of these Gudlur. They proceeded further. And the lighting the crackers and conducting the bike rally. Bike rally which is one important thing. We diverted the bikes and to parking area, the local inspectors. The bikes, actually, though we are diverted, then again they came in some other street to join this crowd, and they parked there. And when the main vehicle of the VIPs came to address to the people, behind this main vehicle there is thousands of the crowd. The crowd is try to see this VIP. They surge into the main vehicle. So there, the already main vehicle is proceeding towards the crowd. And
so that is the Nellore SP in conversation with Republic. Let's also get in our colleague Aneri, who's been at the spot, and she's been getting a lot of angles to that story. Aneri, this is a shocking tragedy, but again, the crucial question, who's accountable? Because, apparently the first innuendo that the SP is making is the fact that, listen, it was a yatra of Chandrababu Naidu and he should have made proper arrangements to ensure that if these, number of crowds turn up, the area was fine and such a tragedy could have been averted. What is it that you've heard from the TDP? Who really do they believe is responsible for these 8 lives that are lost?
Well, definitely now new details emerging into this particular tragic incident which was reported from Kandanur, where in Nellore district, where 8 people lost their life when they were taking part in the Chandrababu Naidu's roadshow on Wednesday night. But now what we are being told by the SP, when we happen to speak to him, he says that the diversion, the plan of the program was not properly organized. Well, they had submitted some other plan. The Chandrababu Naidu's convoy was supposed to take a U-turn, but that didn't happen and they went straight. And there's a narrow road ahead, and that is the reason. And also what we are being told is that near about 10 to 12,000 people took part, were present there in the road show when this incident had happened. So definitely large number of crowd was there during the road show, but also at the same time new details emerging is that now SP has told that this is the permission which they had asked for, the plan which they had given was completely different. That they had asked for a timing from 3:30 to 7:30, but then that changed. The event had rather started at 7:30, where Chandrababu Naidu was supposed to address. He did not address there, whereas he went straight. There was a U-turn he was supposed to take, but he didn't. So a lot of changes were made at the last minute. But when we also happened to question the SP in regard with the security lapse, he says that there was no security lapse from their end because they had put in a lot of machineries. There were rope parties which were put in there. There were extra forces which were put in at the spot. So definitely now we have been seeing TDP Chief Chandrababu Naidu, who has been visiting the family members of the deceased. He has been handing over the financial assistance. Near about 24 lakh rupee financial assistance is being given from the TDP and the TDP cadres. And also at the same time we see Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, both have announced an ex gratia of rupees 2 lakhs to the deceased family and 50,000 as a compensation to the injured, where 6 people have been injured in this tragic incident which has been reported in Nellore in Andhra Pradesh. Dipti.
Oh yes, and Aneri, what's even more tragic is the kind of blame game that you're seeing happening on that entire incident. For the moment, thank you so much for helping us understand all that we know on the story as we quickly head into a break right now. But when we come back, remember this is going to be another of our spotlight stories this evening. This is a story that is about you. This is a story of justice. And this is also a story of a government that possibly did lie. The CBI finds witnesses were pressured to give false statements against Republic. Our full coverage on that when we come back after this quick break. Also, the TMC alleges targeting of Christians in Assam, wanting the Vatican now to intervene.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 10th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
Roundup of news from across the globe. Lebanese caretaker Prime Minister Najib Mikati received Spanish Prime Minister and a delegation meet was also held. The visit comes 2 weeks after unknown assailants shot and killed an Irish peacekeeper with the UN's peacekeeping forces in southern Lebanon. 7 people sustained injuries after a Grand Canyon tour helicopter crashed at a Las Vegas area airport. The pilot and 6 passengers were immediately rushed to the hospital. 11 people were sentenced to life in prison in Ivory Coast after being convicted of carrying out an Islamic extremist attack. The attack took place nearly 7 years ago, killing 19 people and injuring dozens more. Ethiopian Airlines have resumed scheduling flights to Tigray's capital as a result of peace agreements signed between the federal government and Tigray officials in November. The move comes a day after federal government delegation visited Ethiopia. Damage from high winds continued to be felt across Portland metro area in Oregon in US, with thousands still without power and multiple city infrastructures damaged. Multiple streets had entire traffic light systems out, causing hazardous conditions on the road. The Kokinuko Sheriff's Office confirmed the identities of 49-year-old Narayana Mudana and his wife, 47-year-old Gokul Mediseti, all Indian nationals, to have drowned in icy Arizona lake. Meanwhile, Serbian president has announced that Serbs from Kosovo will start to remove the barricades and roadblocks in northern part of
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us on Republic, claiming that the state of Assam, in fact, and the intelligence department there is picking up data on churches. You have the TMC now making a bizarre comment. What the TMC wants is the intervention of the Vatican here to essentially say that India and the state of Assam right now is acting against the minorities. They are being victimized, and this is a plea that the TMC in fact has written to the Vatican in the matter of an internal issue of security. We also have in fact details that have come in so far on that story, where the TMC actually, like I said, has written that letter. But the Assam government, remember, has made it very, very clear that this is not something that has been said by the government. Instead, what they say is that this is an independent verification and something which is quite routine. So why is the TMC only and only trying to make a political spin out of that entire story? As always, Republic will continue to track that story, as it's also time for us now to head into another quick break. Here on that story, you will also have a lot more details on republicworld.com. As we head into a break, when we come back, it's the other top focus story that we have been keeping our eyes focused on. A story that all of you have been talking also on, the CBI charge sheet and the TRP case exposing the MVA government that wanted to fix Republic. Who's accountable? What should be done? We are back with our non-stop focus on that and much more after this very quick break.
Let's move on now to some other top stories that we're tracking. Former ICICI CEO Chanda Kochar, Deepak Kochar and Videocon co-founder Venugopal Dhoot were produced in court yesterday, and the CBI custody has now been extended till Thursday. Days after the Eknath Shinde-led Maharashtra government passed a resolution on the border dispute in Belgavi that says that it will do anything to protect the interests of Marathi-speaking people, pro-Kannada groups staged a protest over Maharashtra's resolution in Bengaluru. Protesters were seen raising slogans and burning effigies. In the Tunisia death case, Walif police have recorded Shehzan's 7 hours of interrogation on camera and are now seeking 4 days police custody for investigation. Walif police are investigating WhatsApp chats between Tunisia and Shehzan. The chat is of 250 to 300 pages, and police are looking for the reason for the breakup. Meanwhile, police have also put its focus on deleted WhatsApp with an accused secret girlfriend. Walif police will write a letter to WhatsApp to retrieve this chat as well.
Produce Shehzan Khan to the court, and court police demanded 5 days custodies. We consent that 2 days custodies. That court granted.
But the question is, police has also got some important evidences regards to WhatsApp chats. 250 to 300 pages of WhatsApp chats have been, in fact, recovered by police.
No, this is not evidences. It's only Shehzan's chats is there. So police want to time to find out whose chat is there. That's it.
Accused Shehzan Khan seems to be changing tales during his interrogation. Shehzan has stated that his career was the reason for the breakup, while earlier he had stated that religion and the age gap was why the two separated. Well, Tunisha's uncle has made big allegations against Shehzan, as he said that the accused Shehzan has deleted chats with a secret girlfriend after her death. He further said that Tunisha's read those chats that led to their breakup.
मैं सिर्फ ये चाहता हूँ जो भी सच है वो सामने आए, और जिसने मेरी बच्ची को मरने पे मजबूर किया है या उसके साथ जो भी हुआ है उसको सजा मिलनी चाहिए.
Right now we are in the forest area of Bajalta, where the searches have been launched by the Special Operations Group of the Jammu and Kashmir Police, where the intensified searches are underway here in the forest area. The security forces are ensuring that every nook and corner of this forest is searched thoroughly, because this is the area where there is a high possibility that the terrorist sympathizer who was driving the truck possibly escaped from that very area. That's why there are intensified searches that are being launched.
CBI charge sheet in TRP case exposes MVA government to fix Republic. CBI finds witnesses were pressured to give false statements against Republic Network. And shock over the extent of fabrication all over. Fake statements under Section 164 were given. TMC alleges targeting of Christians in Assam, wants Vatican to intervene. Tunisha's family records statement, they want murder angle to be investigated. And religious intolerance in Pakistan peaks. Hindu woman butchered in Sindh. All right, breaking news development coming in, and let's begin with that. A big statement, in fact, by Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav on the Bharat Jodo Yatra. He has stated, and I quote, "We have not received any invitation for Bharat Jodo Yatra. The ideology of our party is different. BJP and Congress both are same." Remember, Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra has been inviting opposition leaders. In fact, it began in Kanyakumari in the presence of Stalin. And then we have seen, for example, the daughter of KCR joining in, the Pawars joining in Maharashtra. And recently we saw in Delhi Kamal Hassan walking with Rahul Gandhi. And now there is this breaking news development where when the Rahul Gandhi Yatra or the Bharat Jodo Yatra of the Congress party enters Uttar Pradesh for 2 days on January 3, the two regional satraps of Uttar Pradesh, Akhilesh Yadav and Mayawati, might not be there. Akhilesh, of course, being upfront about it, says that the party's ideology do not match and that's why Akhilesh will not be there. Of course, apart from the fact that he says that there is no invite. What is important is both are former allies. Let's listen to what Akhilesh Yadav has said.
भावना से हमारी भावना उनके यात्रा से है, हमें कोई इनविटेशन नहीं मिला। हमारी पार्टी का सिद्धांत अलग है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी और कांग्रेस दोनों एक हैं। भावना से हमारी भावना उनके यात्रा से है, हमें कोई इनविटेशन नहीं मिला। हमारी पार्टी का सिद्धांत अलग है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी और कांग्रेस दोनों एक हैं। भावना से हमारी भावना उनके यात्रा से है, हमें कोई इनविटेशन नहीं मिला। हमारी पार्टी का सिद्धांत अलग है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी और कांग्रेस दोनों एक हैं।
All right, that was Akhilesh Yadav, the Samajwadi Party chief, saying that there is no invite and that the ideologies of the two parties are so different. But remember, viewers, not very far into the past, Rahul Gandhi and Akhilesh Yadav together were UP ke do ladke, and that was the campaign pitch when the Congress party had allied with the Samajwadi Party. That was in 2017, of course. But subsequently, the falling out happened between the two. And now a stage is reached where, despite wanting opposition to unite and Rahul Gandhi calling his Bharat Jodo Yatra all-inclusive, Akhilesh Yadav says he has not received an invite. Remember, just day before yesterday, we had Mehbooba Mufti of the PDP saying that when the Rahul Gandhi Yatra enters Jammu and Kashmir, she would be joining it. As also, of course, Abdullah is invited. But somehow in Uttar Pradesh, Congress party not finding Akhilesh Yadav enticing enough to invite him to participate in the walk with Rahul Gandhi. The Bharat Jodo Yatra would be in Uttar Pradesh only for 2 days, beginning January 3, and then move on. Remember, electorally the largest state of the country, most relevant state of the country if a party is serious about coming to power. But the Congress party choosing to spend only 2 days and ignoring the regional satraps, regional parties in Uttar Pradesh. Deepti, I'm told, Deepti Sachdeva joins us live from Delhi newsroom. Deepti, you have been tracking the Bharat Jodo Yatra, debating about it off and on. Akhilesh Yadav saying that he does not have the invite. What does it really mean? Does it mean that the fracture in the opposition space remains intact despite whatever the Congress party might be trying to project with a Pawar here and Stalin there? and a KCR daughter somewhere in between. The fact of the matter is that the larger opposition parties still don't find Congress attractive enough to share their platform.
Absolutely. I think, Abhishek, you've summed it up perfectly. And even as we're having this conversation, I'm just going to be requesting our team to actually get in more political reactions. It's a big political controversy that's breaking this evening. Akhilesh Yadav, in no uncertain terms, making it very, very clear that he's not going to be taking part in the Congress's Bharat Jodo Yatra as and when it enters the Uttar Pradesh leg starting the 3rd. But what does that tell us? This is the first time, I think, that you have Akhilesh Yadav speaking like this. Akhilesh Yadav also says, Abhishek, if you've heard into this entire bit, कि कांग्रेस और बीजेपी दोनों एक जैसे ही हैं. So I think this is a big statement on what he thinks the Congress party is. He is likening the Congress party to the BJP, and that is his idea of the Congress party. You know, that is the ideology of the Congress that he's commenting on. The second important point is that where are the regional satraps? The entire idea of having, a Modi Virodhi opposition, is it losing steam fast? Let's, go back, rewind to Nitish Kumar, to KCR, to Mamata Banerjee, to Arvind Kejriwal, to Naveen Patnaik, to Jagan Mohan Reddy. You name it, Abhishek, and you will know none of these regional satraps today have any confidence in Rahul Gandhi in his Bharat Jodo Yatra. So does this mean that there is a complete flop show of the Congress's own Bharat Jodo Yatra when the Congress itself has not been able, I think, to bring up any kind of confidence in its, regional satraps, apart from a DMK that the Congress is ruling the state in Tamil Nadu with, apart from a Mehbooba Mufti, who in Kashmir has said that she's willing to come with Rahul Gandhi in the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Where are the others? Mayawati has said no. Jayant Chaudhary has said no. Akhilesh Yadav has said no.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any invitation going to Mamata Banerjee. And the point is, Abhishek, even when you say you don't have to be invited for a Bharat Jodo Yatra, I mean, we all know this. Having covered politics for long enough, you understand that this is Akhilesh's most direct and the clearest statement that's going in to tell us that he does not have any confidence in Rahul Gandhi anymore.
Also, Deepthi, the fact that they were allies together in the last assembly election, last assembly election, in fact, in Uttar Pradesh, UP ke do ladke was the campaign pitch. This fracture seems to be permanent. The Samajwadi Party has realized the irrelevance of the Congress Party, and the Congress Party realizes that almost all regional parties grow and strengthen at the expense of Congress. So if they really ally with these regional parties, Congress really gives its own space. So I think, except for these places where the Congress party for decades now is itself irrelevant, be it Tamil Nadu or Jammu and Kashmir, in a state like Uttar Pradesh where it still fancies a chance, it is not inviting deliberately Akhilesh Yadav and Mayawati.
That is true, and you don't even need an invitation. Like I said, you can say सिद्धांतिक तौर पर हम राहुल गांधी जी के साथ हैं, लेकिन बीजेपी और कांग्रेस तो एक जैसी है. So that is the statement. So does this mean, I'm just trying to spin that statement on its head, Abhishek, to understand also from you, because you've also covered politics for long enough, where you have Akhilesh Yadav saying कि कांग्रेस और बीजेपी एक जैसे है. Does this also mean that in the near future, Akhilesh could well be open to even aligning with the BJP? You never know. Uttar Pradesh, 80 Lok Sabha seats. The chunk of the seats, 80 seats coming in from Uttar Pradesh. No confidence in Rahul Gandhi. Come down to Bihar, 40 Lok Sabha seats. I haven't seen a Nitish Kumar, I haven't seen a Tejasvi Yadav wanting to walk with Rahul Gandhi in the Bharat Jodo Yatra. In the state of Maharashtra, instead of a Sharad Pawar, you had a Supriya Sule. Instead of an Uddhav Thackeray, you had Aditya Thackeray. And let's also not forget that is the Aghadi experiment, so to call, that has been working out in Maharashtra. But what about the upcoming BMC polls? We do not know whether the Congress is going to be that glue that's going to be keeping everyone together. And in the middle of all this, the n number of statements, Abhishek, that the Congress party has made again and again, कि कांग्रेस के बिना कोई विपक्षी एकता नहीं हो सकती. Is this the other opposition, minus the Congress, wanting to give a larger message to the Congress that, listen, not anymore. You cannot, not give us any importance and believe that the Congress has its sole copyright on the top position and, you know, the prime ministerial face always is going to be from the Congress party, Abhishek.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Deepthi, there for joining us from the Delhi newsroom. In fact, Akhilesh clearly indicating what's in store for the Congress party heading into 2024 general election sets, and that's that Congress might not be an attractive proposition for the larger opposition space. On that note, a 1-minute report coming in from down south.
This entire scope of the investigation, when we get to see the last court document which NIA had given to while requesting for the extension of the 14 PFI, the Popular Front of India activists who have been taken into custody, what they said is they have collected voluminous data. Now, to understand this data itself, to put them into perspective, to question the accused based on the data that has been collected, all these needs a lot of time, and that also needs a lot of resource pooling in together. The kind of digital evidences that has been gathered, what they essentially say is that the prima facie, the digital evidences that has been gathered as part of the investigation suggests that there has been more conspiracies that has been has happened under the umbrella of the Popular Front of India. Number two, they also stated there is also a secret system within the Popular Front which they target people where they keep people under different targets.
Breaking news development coming in, and there are pictures of Indian Air Force today successfully firing the extended range version of BrahMos air missile launched against a ship target from a Sukhoi 30 Mk-1 aircraft. The missile achieved the desired mission objectives in the Bay of Bengal region. These are exclusive pictures coming in of the test firing of BrahMos extended range version, in which a ship target was successfully busted after the launch from a Sukhoi 30 Mki. These are the pictures, exclusive pictures of the Indian Air Force test launch of BrahMos. And the test launch was successful. We are told it happened in the Bay of Bengal. And with this, the IAF has achieved a significant capability boost to carry out precision strikes from a Sukhoi 30 aircraft against land, sea targets over very long ranges. Remember, viewers, the extended range capability of the missile, coupled with the high performance of the Sukhoi 30 aircraft, gives the IAF strategic reach and allows it to dominate the future battlefields. The dedicated and synergetic efforts of the IAF, Indian Navy, DRDO and BAPL. I am told we have Major Gaurav Arya over the phone. Major, a big achievement there for the IAF. In fact, I am told that this was sort of a tri-services engagement in which the Indian Air Force, the Indian Navy, the DRDO and the arms of the army came together to carry out this test firing, which was successful. Indian forces can now fire BrahMos into sea from a Sukhoi.
No, absolutely, Abhishek. I think it's a major achievement. See, earlier, if I remember correctly, the range was around 290 odd kilometers. But now the range has been extended, and it's a 450 kilometer missile being fired from a Sukhoi. Basically, what that means is that you can hit strategic targets inside Pakistan without ever entering Pakistani airspace. So this means that you can hit their core headquarters, you can hit their so many other places which are of acute importance, bridges, ammunition dumps, or even their airstrips, all can be hit without without putting our fighters in danger. Our fighters from within Indian airspace can fire and sort of destroy Pakistani or even Chinese infrastructure. I think it's a huge achievement, and they've been working for a very long time. A lot of money and effort has gone into it, and I congratulate the Indian Air Force for having achieved this unique milestone.
All right, Major Gaurav there explaining to us the importance of this missile test, successful one, where an extended range BrahMos was test fired from a Sukhoi 30 MKI into the sea in the Bay of Bengal. Of course, this can be done with the land targets as well, and that's what Major Gaurav was explaining, that against the standard BrahMos version of about 300 kilometers, this one goes up to 450 kilometers, meaning that our aircrafts, fighter jets, need not cross the border and can still seek targets across the international boundary. On that note, we'll take a short break. On the other side, CBI finds witnesses were pressured to give false statements against Republic. TMC alleges targeting of Christians in Assam, wants Vatican to intervene. On the other side.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 10th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
Roundup of news from across the globe. Lebanese caretaker Prime Minister Najib Mikati received Spanish Prime Minister and a delegation meet was also held. The visit comes 2 weeks after unknown assailant shot and killed an Irish peacekeeper with the UN's peacekeeping forces in southern Lebanon. 7 people sustained injuries after a Grand Canyon tour helicopter crashed at a Las Vegas area airport. The pilot and 6 passengers were immediately rushed to the hospital. 11 people were sentenced to life in prison in Ivory Coast after being convicted of carrying out an Islamic extremist attack. The attack took place nearly 7 years ago, killing 19 people and injuring dozens more. Ethiopian Airlines have resumed scheduling flights to Tigray's capital as a result of peace agreement signed between the federal government and Tigray officials in November. The move comes a day after federal government delegation visited Ethiopia. Damage from high winds continued to be felt across Portland metro area in Oregon in US, with thousands still without power and multiple city infrastructures damaged. Multiple streets had entire traffic light systems out, causing hazardous conditions on the road. The Kopkinuko Sheriff's Office confirmed the identities of 49-year-old Narayana Mudana and his wife, 47-year-old Gokul Mediseti, all Indian nationals to have drowned.
All right, welcome back. A massive controversy has broken out after popular playback singer Arjit Singh's show at Eco Park Rajarhat in West Bengal was cancelled. As per BJP allegations, the show was cancelled after he sang his hit number Rang De Tu Mohe Gerua, which has the word Gerua in it. And that essentially what led to a political controversy. That's BJP's charge that Arjit's show has been cancelled because he sang a song in presence of Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, which talks about saffron, which has perhaps not been liked by the ruling TMC. And that's why you are getting these voices from the BJP. We earlier had Bengal in charge, Amit Malviya, and now leader of opposition Shubhendu Adhikari, saying accommodated Pak Ghulam Ali, but not Arjit Singh. Concert cancelled because he sang Gerua. That is Dr. Indranil Khan, state president of the Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha. Essentially BJP targeting the Trinamool government because Arjit Singh, in the presence of Mamata Banerjee, sang a song talking about saffron.
আমার তো মনে হয় অরিজিৎ বাবু ভুল করে মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর সামনে গান গেয়ে ফেলেছিলেন রং দে তু মোহে গেরুয়া। এটাতেই হয়তো মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর মন খারাপ হয়েছে। উনি তো আর গেরুয়া রং পছন্দ করেন না। ওনার সামনে যদি উনি নীল সাদা বা নীলবর্ণ শ্রীগালের গল্প শোনাতেন তাহলে হয়তো উনি প্রোগ্রাম করতে দিতেন। কেন হয়েছে তো কর্তৃপক্ষ বা সরকার বলতে পারবে, কিন্তু এটা অত্যন্ত দুর্ভাগ্যজনক।
কেএফএফ আর ফিল্ম ফেস্টিভ্যাল এসব নিয়ে একটা আর্টিস্টকে আমরা দেখি না। অরিজিৎ সিং এর ওখানে যেটা হয়েছে সেটা হচ্ছে একটা G20 সম্মেলন আছে, এবং ওখানে প্রচণ্ডভাবে ভিড় হচ্ছে। এই সময় এরকম বড় ফাংশন করলে ল অ্যান্ড অর্ডারের প্রবলেম হতে পারে, সেই জন্য বিধাননগর পুলিশ কমিশনারেট এটা দিচ্ছেন, কিন্তু তাকে অল্টারনেটিভ জায়গা দেওয়া হয়েছে।
সেক্ষেত্রে কি ওইখানে প্রোগ্রামটা মানে করা যাবে?
ওখানে করা যাবে না, গরমকালে যদি করতে পারে, কিন্তু শীতকালে
যারা টিকিট কেটেছে সেটা টিকিট কেটে
না, সেটা তো অর্গানাইজার আমার কাছ থেকে তো হিটকোর থেকে বুকিংই করেনি। এবার আপনি নিজে টিকিট কেটে নিলে মুশকিল ব্যাপার, আমার কাছ থেকে বুক করবেন তো, আমি তো আপনাকে ফিজ নেব, তারপর তো বুকিং হবে। আপনি আমাকে অ্যাপ্লিকেশনও দিলেন না, আপনার মনে হলো যে ওখানে হয়ে যাবে, দিয়ে দিলেন, বা পুলিশকে পারমিশনের জন্য অ্যাপ্লাই করলেন না, সে দায়িত্ব তো আমার নয়। সেটা উনি ওই অর্গানাইজারকে এফআইআর করলে অর্গানাইজার অ্যারেস্ট হবে, টিকিট কি করে বিক্রি করলো।
তার ব্যাখ্যা তারা দেবেন, প্রকৃত ব্যাখ্যা মানুষ জানেন। প্রজাপতিরটার জন্য কি G20 দায়ী ছিল? নন্দনের ছাদে কি নরেন্দ্র মোদীর ওঠার কোনো কথা ছিল? না ওখানে নন্দনের প্রাঙ্গণে বসে ইউক্রেনের যুদ্ধ পরিস্থিতি নিয়ে আলোচনার কথা ছিল? প্রজাপতিকে সরালো কেন ওখান থেকে?
আমি একেবারেই বলতে পারবো না, তবে এইটুকু বলতে পারি এর মধ্যে কোথাও কোনো রাজনীতির কোনো গল্প নেই, এইটুকু নিশ্চিত। বাকি যাদের অভ্যাস যে কোনো জায়গা থেকে একটা কুৎসামূলক দৃষ্টিভঙ্গিতে কোনো একটা বিভ্রান্তিকর প্রচার করা, তারা বলতে পারবেন, আমার জানা নেই।
All right, moving on to something coming in from Pakistan. 40-year-old widow, a woman brutally murdered in Pakistan's Sindh province. The murder was done so brutally that the unknown killer beheaded the woman, skinned her and cut the breasts. This heart-wrenching incident is reported from Sindh. The woman has been identified to be a part of the Hindu community, the minority Hindu community in Pakistan, and we keep hearing these reports of atrocities against minorities in Pakistan on a daily basis, mainly focused on conversions. And while we're still trying to understand what exactly led to this murder, it is clear the brutality and ruthlessness and the heinous crime that has been committed clearly suggests it was a hate crime. In fact, these pictures which have come through agencies show law enforcement there in Pakistan, and in fact the Ministry of External Affairs has also reacted to the development. Let's listen into spokesperson Arindam Bakchi.
देखिए, ये स्पेसिफिक इंसिडेंट पे मेरे पास डिटेल कोई रिपोर्ट नहीं है, इसीलिए मैं उसमें कमेंट नहीं कर पाऊंगा, पर मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि हमने पहले भी कहा है, बार बार कहा है कि पाकिस्तान अपने अल्पसंख्यकों को, इन माइनॉरिटीज का ख्याल रखें, इनका जो सेफ्टी, सिक्योरिटी और वेलबींग जो उनकी जिम्मेदारी है, ये उनकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, इस तरह पूरी तरह निभाएं इसको। तो मैं उसी को दोहराना चाहूंगा आज, और ये इंडिविजुअल केसेस पे मैं नहीं कह पाऊंगा, जैसे मैंने कहा डिटेल्स में मेरे पास है नहीं, हमने कुछ रिपोर्ट्स देखी हैं इसके बारे में।
All right, more stories associated with foreign affairs. India's embassy in Uzbekistan has issued a statement on the cough syrup controversy. The embassy in Tashkent has been closely following the developments related to the unfortunate death of 18 children in Uzbekistan due to alleged contamination of the cough syrup. Docmon Max, manufactured by an Indian company, Marion Biotech, which is Noida-based in Uttar Pradesh. The embassy expresses its sincere condolences, said the statement, to the family members of the victims of this tragedy. The embassy also has maintained contacts with the agency on development of pharmaceutical industry in Uzbekistan and has requested the Uzbek authorities to share their investigation reports with the Indian side, so that necessary action may also be taken. In India, remember, parallelly, investigation has been launched in India with the Central Drug Standards Control Organization, CDSCO, carrying out a probe, and pending the probe, all manufacturing at the Noida facility of Marion Biotech has been stopped. But political controversy has already started, with Congress's Jairam Ramesh picking up and taking pot shots at India being the pharmacy of the world, as these incidents keep getting reported. Remember, the Uzbekistan episode is second. The first one happened in Gambia in Africa just about a month and a half back. And the BJP, of course, has hit back by saying that this seems to be a case of accidental overdose and misuse of the medicine and not necessarily of the composition. But political controversy apart, the Indian government has gotten into action both at the home front with the investigation being launched by the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of External Affairs seeking details from Uzbek authorities as well. On that note, a short break. On the other side, CBI charge sheet in TRP case exposes the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi government that intended to fix Republic. TMC alleges targeting of Christians in Assam, wants Vatican to intervene.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Let's move on now to some other top stories that we're tracking. Former ICICI CEO Chanda Kochar, Deepak Kochar and Videocon co-founder Venugopal Dhoot were produced in court yesterday and the CBI custody has now been extended till Thursday. Days after the Eknath Shinde-led Maharashtra government passed a resolution on the border dispute in Belgavi that says that it will do anything to protect the interests of Marathi-speaking people, pro-Kannada groups staged a protest over Maharashtra's resolution in Bengaluru. Protesters were seen raising slogans and burning effigies. In the Tunisia death case, Walif police have recorded Shehzad's 7 hours of interrogation on camera and are now seeking 4 days police custody for investigation. Walif police are investigating WhatsApp chats between Tunisia and Shehzad. The chat is of 250 to 300 pages and police are looking for the reason for the breakup. Meanwhile, police have also put its focus on deleted WhatsApp with an accused secret girlfriend. Walif police will write a letter to WhatsApp to retrieve this chat as well.
Produce Shehzad Khan to the court and police demanded 5 days custodies. We consent that 2 days custodies. That court granted.
But the question is, police has also got some important evidences regards to WhatsApp chats. 250 to 300 pages of WhatsApp chats have been, in fact, recovered by police.
No, this is not evidences. It's only Shehzad's chats is there. So police.
Right now we are in the forest area of Bajalta where the searches have been launched by the Special Operations Group of the Jammu and Kashmir Police where the intensified searches are underway here in the forest area. The security forces are ensuring that every nook and corner of this forest is searched thoroughly because this is the area where there is a high possibility that the terrorist sympathizer who was driving the truck possibly escaped from that very area. That's why there are intensified searches that are being launched.
You're watching Republic TV. On the biggest story tonight, we will be tracking the developments in the Tunisia death probe. Why is the family alleging a murder angle? Why does the family think that a suicide angle is trying to be pushed in this entire case? We'll find out more about that and the latest developments as far as the investigation is concerned. First up, let's have a quick check of the headlines. CBI charge sheet in TRP case exposes MVA government plot to fix Republic. Witnesses were pressured to give false statements. TMC alleges targeting of Christians in Assam, wants Vatican to intervene. India launches probe into deaths of 18 children in Uzbekistan, allegedly after consumption of India-made cough syrup. Former Congress ally Akhilesh Yadav has rejected Bharat Jodo Yatra. He says Congress and BJP are the same. And Mumbai police is going to give protection to the mortuary attendant who claims that Sushant Singh Rajput was murdered. Religious intolerance in Pakistan peaks. Hindu woman has been butchered in Singh. And we're getting breaking news right now as far as the Tunisha death probe is concerned. What Sandeep is telling us is that Tunisha's phone has finally been unlocked, and there are certain details in the phone and in the chats that could be crucial to the entire investigation, and the investigation is now heading towards that direction. Sandeep will be joining us live to give us more details as to what the police has found out. But what we know so far is that Tunisha used to use an Apple manufactured phone, and it was locked, due to which the investigation was stalled. The investigation was hampered. Now, sources are telling Republic that some experts were roped in to unlock the phone. The phone has been unlocked, and the police has information about many chats and calls, based on which the next course of action will be decided. And what we know is that Shizan's mother could also be summoned for questioning. Sandeep has details of what could be in the chats, but we know that the focus was also on Shizan's chats that were uncovered by the police. They had found out certain chats between Shizan and some other women, which could have led to the breakup. And Sandeep is joining us live on this broadcast. Sandeep, what has the police recovered so far? Where is the investigation headed right now as far as this death probe is concerned?
See, at this point of time, as far as the investigation is concerned, the two technical employees of Apple were in fact called out here at the Walif police station, wherein Tunisha's phone was in fact unlocked by these technicians who came from Apple company, and they were able to in fact unlock this phone. And now the WhatsApp chats between Tunisha Sharma and Shizan Khan will in fact retrieved, and also the WhatsApp chats between Tunisha Sharma and the mother of Shizan Khan, the sister of Shizan Khan, that is Falak Naz, that will be in fact extracted. Although the police have in fact got the phone unlocked today, so it will be a tough task for police to investigate all these WhatsApp chats for a long day and night, because tomorrow the custody of Shizan Khan is going to end. Apart from that, the studio boy of Alibaba set is with the Walip police at this point of time. Here is the place wherein he is kept, and the DVR footage, the DVR recorded footage is in fact with the Walip police, and they have called for 1 month footage of the Alibaba set, and they are trying to match the statement of the witnesses as given by Shizan and other people who have in fact recorded the statement. Remember, there were several other witnesses on the set, and their statement is being matched by the timing of the CCTV footage out here. And in fact, the studio boy is still inside. It will be crucial to see what comes out from the CCTV footage and the DVR investigation. Another point is that there are chances that Shizan Khan's mother could be called tomorrow, and also the sister could be summoned tomorrow. But yes, at this point of time, the phone has been unlocked by Walif police, and the police is gonna extract and investigate the phone of Tunisha Sharma.
So Sandeep, what you're telling us, there are three crucial developments that have taken place in the last 1 hour as far as this investigation is concerned. One, Tunisha's family has recorded, they've recorded their statement. Second, is that Tunisha's phone has been unlocked, more chats have been unraveled, and based on those chats there will be more interrogation. And third is that one of the crew members from the sets, from the TV sets, TV serial sets, has been summoned. He's being questioned by the police for the last 7 hours, and that the CCTV footage of the sets for the last 1 month is what the police is seeking, and what will be examined by the police so as to come to a conclusion in the case. So How can we connect the dots as far as these three developments are concerned, Sandeep? And what was the statement that was recorded by the family with the police a few hours back? Is there any information related to the statement that has been recorded so far?
See, mother's testimony is in fact being recorded, and mother has been in fact questioned on the the love jihad angle that was in fact given, also with the relationship thing, that since how long they have been in relationship. There were allegations from the family members in the past as well that she had in fact started learning Urdu. Also, there were allegations that she had started, wearing hijab as well. So there are several things that needs to be investigated at this point of time, and these are several questions that which were in fact asked by the Walev police to the family members of Tunisha Sharma. But at this point of time, there are several other answers as well which needs to be taken up, and the CCTV footage has been examined by Walev police at this point of time, and that will be matched with the statement of the witnesses who have been given. They will also observe the the body language of Tunisha Sharma and also the body language of Shizan Khan.
Yes, thank you very much, Sandeep, as you get us the details, and we will keep coming back to you as and when you get us more information on the investigation that is being conducted into the Tunisha death case. And moving on to the other big story that we're tracking at this hour. This is about a letter that TMC has written to Vatican representatives in India. What the TMC is raising, an alleged note that was issued by the Assam Intel Department, which the TMC claims Assam government wants to closely monitor the churches and the conversions in the state. TMC is now alleging that the Assam government is systematically persecuting Christians in the state of Assam. This is an allegation made by the TMC, and the TMC wants Vatican intervention. TMC wants Pope to intervene into this entire matter, creating a huge controversy. Now, this TMC statement comes even as Assam Chief Minister Mamata Sarma had released a statement and said that there is no such circular that was that the government in fact had issued no such circular. There were no orders given by the CM's office or anybody from the government to issue such circular. Let's listen in to what Mamata Sarma had said on the 24th of December when this circular, when this alleged circular had come to light.
I think we should not ask for such kind of information like how many churches in Assam. This might hurt the sentiment of a particular religious community. So we should avoid all this kind of thing. I don't know what context the SP has issued that letter, but I have already asked DGP to inquire and take corrective measure, because in Assam we want to live in peace, we want to live in harmony, and we do not want to offend the sentiment of religious sentiment of any community. So in short, I completely disassociate myself with the letter. It was never discussed in any government forum. The letter is wholly unwarranted, and as a Assamese, as a people, as a citizen of Assam, we want to live in peace, harmony with all the community. So I think DGP will take corrective measure immediately.
Anirudh is joining us live from Guwahati. He's been closely tracking the story when the entire controversy also erupted. So Anirudh, for the benefit of our viewers, if you can take our viewers through the timeline of this entire controversy about when this alleged circular came to light, the statement of Mamata Sarma and the TMC statement that has been issued now.
Yes, Anika.
In fact, this letter, which was written on 16th of December, first surfaced on around 20th or 21st of December, and subsequently the Chief Minister of Assam, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, on 24th of December made it very clear that the government have no intention of any such survey, and that no specific instruction has been issued by the government in order to carry out a survey on the number of sources, or for that matter, how much conversion activities are going on in the state. It was purely a intelligence report that was being sought by the special branch of Assam Police, and the Chief Minister has disassociated himself from this matter completely. And in fact, Himanta Biswa Sarma had also asked the DGP to take corrective measures in regards to this letter, and also have asked to set an inquiry as why the officer in concern issued such letter asking the superintendent of police of various districts to furnish information on that line. However, to the utter shock of the people across the region, and for that matter across the country, the TMC's letter has come as a surprise, because even if the special branch of Assam Police have seek information in regards to sources, they can also seek information in regards to any other activities that is going on in the state, being an intelligence agency. However, the Trinamool Congress apprising the same to the embassy of the Holy See, that is Vatican, and asking intervention of the Pontifex Maximus, that is the Pope himself, is at a shock, because now there are political reactions in fact coming in. The BJP and in fact the Deputy Speaker of the Assam Legislative Assembly, Dr. Numal Momin, who himself is a minority leader from the Christian community, had slammed the move by the Trinamool Congress and have questioned as what was the need to write a letter to the Vatican. If the Trinamool Congress, or for that matter, if Saket Gokhale had any problem with the content of the letter, then he could have apprised the Union Home Minister, the Prime Minister, or in fact the President of India. But seeking the intervention of the Vatican has come as a shocker, and it has raised question in the political circle whether the Trinamool Congress believes in the Constitution of India or not. There are also being questions being raised that it is the Trinamool Congress who is actually trying to polarize the votes ahead of the Meghalaya elections, because Meghalaya, being a Christian-dominated state, which is going to the polls in the Feb last or in early March next year, for polarization and direct intervention of the search in the electoral affairs of India, this move is being made by the Trinamool Congress. This is what the Bharatiya Janata Party is now alleging.
Yes, thank you very much, Anirudh. This is definitely becoming a very big controversy, with TMC seeking intervention of the Vatican in India's internal matters, raking up a circular that is in fact dismissed by the Assam Chief Minister. Moving on to some breaking news coming in from the poll-bound state of Karnataka, and a big decision, and on the last day of the winter session of the Assembly in Belagavi, Karnataka government has in fact decided that the reservation will be increased in the education and employment sector for Panchamsali's Lingayats. Now, there was a protest, in fact, a few days back that we had witnessed in Belagavi as the winter session has started, demanding a reservation for the Lingayat sect. Prajwal is joining us on the phone line to give us more details about the decision that has been taken by the Karnataka government. Prajwal, over to you.
Anika, now we get to understand that the overall reservation has not been increased for the Panchamasalis here. The reservation quota has been increased only in terms of job and employment over here. That is something which is being, stated by the Karnataka government. The full is yet to be passed. Therefore, this is something which will have to be watched closely, because Remember that Jayamrutyunjaya Swamiji had also stated that they will also have to be included into the 2A category, which the government has now categorically denied now. So this is only education and employment that we are speaking about here. And because they also knew very well that 29 legislators in the BJP would go on to protest along with Jayamrutyunjaya Swamiji, and this would go on to create a lot of hurdles for them ahead of the 2023 election. So it seems to be made in haste. But at one point of time now, Jayamrutyunjaya Swamiji also stating that he is happy but not completely doing with it. Because remember that now the reservation quota in Karnataka has exceeded to 56% after the increase of the reservation quota for the SCs and STs as well. So clearly we know that the reservation will have to be below 50%. The overall reservation for all the communities and castes will have to be below 50%. And now it has already exceeded 50%, which again puts the Karnataka state government in a legal hurdle. And how will they go on to overcome this? Overcome this is something which needs to be seen, but it is also a boost for the BJP. But are these only mere words now, or will there be something which will be permanent part in the form of an ordinance? That needs to be seen here, Sanika.
Yes, and in fact, Prajwal, will this open the floodgates of reservation? Because we know that Vokalikas were also making a similar demand in the state of Karnataka in the election year. Thank you very much for joining us with these details. We'll keep a close watch on the developments there.
This entire scope of the investigation, when we get to see the last court document which NIA had given to while requesting for the extension of the 14 PFI, the Popular Front of India activists who have been taken into custody, what they said is they have collected voluminous data. Now, to understand this data itself, to put them into perspective, to question the accused based on the data that has been collected, all these needs a lot of time, and that also needs a lot of resource pooling in together. The kind of digital evidences that has been gathered, what they essentially say is that the prima facie, the digital evidences that has been gathered as part of the investigation suggests that there has been more conspiracies that has been has happened under the umbrella of the Popular Front of India. Number two, they also stated there is also a secret system within the Popular Front which they target people where they keep people under different targets.
Now, 8 people have been reported dead during a TDP roadshow that took place in Nellore. Former Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu was in fact part of the roadshow in Nellore district, and due to the stampede in the roadshow, 8 people have lost their lives. There are many who have also been injured. But what has followed after the stampede is a blame game between the TDP and the YSRCP. The police under the YSRCP government has alleged that the TDP changed the proposed plan at the last minute, while TDP is saying that it was complete mismanagement by the police. Let's listen in.
Before my eyes, it has happened. I am feeling very bad about it. But at the same time, we had several meetings in the same venue. Any political party will come, they'll have meeting there only, even road show or Padayatra or anything for that matter. It is a continuous process. Even police should have behaved better. We are in opposition. Even any leader for that matter, even any celebrity, not only political leader, any film actor will come. It is the responsibility of the police to maintain law and order and crowd management. Even Jagan Mohan Reddy has done Padayatra for nearly more than a year. I provided all security. So even today, they must be more visible and also more, I can say, alert. Anyway, it is a bad incident. We are paying 15 lakhs from party side, and those who are all well-wishers of the party and party activists, they are giving another 10 lakhs. Total from party side 25 lakhs. PM, I am thankful to him. Immediately he responded. He announced 2 lakhs and also condolence message to the victim families. Law, finally CM has reacted same way after PM. Same amount of money. So this is not the correct approach according.
The local officers have maintained a good liaison with the organizers, and as per their request made by the organizers, they have given the mic permission and the DJ permission with the 30 decibels. But a lot of deviations have been observed during entire this program. One is timing. Timing is has given 3 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. But is after 7:30 the program is have been reached the venue. The venue also, the addressing to the people is between the local officers and the organizers. It is at the NTR statue. But later they are changed and they came forward. And the convoy rehearsals also had done. As per the convoy rehearsals, they had to choose from NTR statue to the U-turn. They are supposed to do U-turn. But it was straight on the road of these Gudlur. They proceeded further. And the lighting the crackers and conducting the bike rally. Bike rally which is one important thing. We diverted the bikes and to parking area, the local inspectors. The bikes, actually, though we are diverted, then again they came in some other street to join this crowd, and they parked there. And when the main vehicle of the VIPs came to address the people.
And we're heading into a short break right now. After the break, we'll get you details of the CBI investigation into the TRP case, which exposed how the MVA government wanted to fix a republic in the TRP scam in 2020. And CBI has found that witnesses were pressured to give false statements against Republic.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 10th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
Roundup of news from across the globe. Lebanese caretaker Prime Minister Najib Mikati received Spanish Prime Minister and a delegation meet was also held. The visit comes 2 weeks after unknown assailants shot and killed an Irish peacekeeper with the UN's peacekeeping forces in southern Lebanon. 7 people sustained injuries after a Grand Canyon tour helicopter crashed at a Las Vegas area airport. The pilot and 6 passengers were immediately rushed to the hospital. 11 people were sentenced to life in prison in Ivory Coast after being convicted of carrying out an Islamic extremist attack. The attack took place nearly 7 years ago, killing 19 people and injuring dozens more. Ethiopian Airlines have resumed scheduling flights to Tigray's capital as a result of peace agreement signed between the federal government and Tigray officials in November. The move comes a day after federal government delegation visited Ethiopia. Damage from high winds continue to be felt across Portland metro area in Oregon in US, with thousands still without power and multiple city infrastructures damaged. Multiple streets had entire traffic light systems out, causing hazardous conditions on the road. The Kopkinuko country sheriff's office confirmed the identities of 49-year-old Narayana Mudana and his wife, 47-year-old Gokul Mediseti, all Indian nationals, to have drowned in icy Arizona lake. Meanwhile, Serbian president has announced that Serbs from Kosovo will start to remove the barricades and roadblocks in northern part of Kosovo.
Let's move on now to some other top stories that we're tracking. Former ICICI CEO Chanda Kochar, Deepak Kochar and Videocon co-founder Venugopal Dhoot were produced in court yesterday, and the CBI custody has now been extended till Thursday. Days after the Eknath Shinde-led Maharashtra government passed a resolution on the border dispute in Belgavi that says that it will do anything to protect the interests of Marathi-speaking people, pro-Kannada groups staged a protest over Maharashtra's resolution in Bengaluru. Protesters were seen raising slogans and burning effigies. In the Tunisia death case, Walif police have recorded Shehzan's 7 hours of interrogation on camera and are now seeking 4 days police custody for investigation. Walif police are
This is one of the being intensified thick cover of the foliage here. The security forces are ensuring that every nook and corner of this forest is searched thoroughly, because this is the area where there is a high possibility that the terrorist sympathizer who was driving the truck possibly escaped from that very area and could be hiding in this forest area, and that's why there are intensified searches that are being launched. They are ensuring that each and every inch of this very area is thoroughly searched, and only then this area is being given a clearance. Since this area is a forested area, one of the dense forests are here. That's why the Jammu and Kashmir police and the other security forces are giving nothing a chance. Because you see, right now, if Sajeevan can show you that one can hide easily, taking the garb of these big bushes that have grown, and it becomes really very difficult for the security forces to find out if someone is hiding, since this is a kind of foliage here, thick foliage that has grown in the winters here, and that's why the intensified search operations are on. 4 terrorists of Jaish-e-Mohammed have been neutralized by the security forces.
Let's move on now to some other top stories that we're tracking. Former ICICI CEO Chanda Kochar, Deepak Kochar and Videocon co-founder Venugopal Dhoot were produced in court yesterday, and the CBI custody has now been extended till Thursday. Days after the Eknath Shinde-led Maharashtra government passed a resolution on the border dispute in Belgavi that says that it will do anything to protect the interests of Marathi-speaking people, pro-Kannada groups staged a protest over Maharashtra's resolution in Bengaluru. Protesters were seen raising slogans and burning effigies. In the Tunisia death case, Walif police have recorded Shehzan's 7 hours of interrogation on camera and are now seeking 4 days police custody for investigation. Walif police are investigating WhatsApp chats between Tunisia and Shehzan. The chat is of 250 to 300 pages, and police are looking for the reason for the breakup. Meanwhile, police have also put its focus on deleted WhatsApp with an accused secret girlfriend. Walif police will write a letter to WhatsApp to retrieve this chat as well.
Produce Shehzan Khan to the court, and court police demanded 5 days custodies. We consent that 2 days custodies. That court granted.
But the question is, police has also got some important evidences regards to WhatsApp chats. 250 to 300 pages of WhatsApp chats have been, in fact, recovered by police.
No, this is not evidences. It's only Shehzan's chats is there. So police want to time to find out whose chat is there. That's it.
Accused Shehzan Khan seems to be changing tales during his interrogation. Shehzan has stated that his career was the reason for the breakup, while earlier he had stated that religion and the age gap was why the two separated. Well, Tanisha's uncle has made big allegations against Shehzan.
Viewers, I'm Shivangi Shukla. You're watching Superfast 15. Let's get started. TDP chief Chandrababu Naidu has visited the village and met the family members of the deceased after 8 people died and several others were injured.